Hey everyone! It's been a hot minute, hasn't it?
It has.
Trying to see whether or not it'll let me play this game with just my power visual novel gauntlet, but it won't. So we're just gonna go ahead and load this one. Let's go ahead and continue. It's been. How long has it been?
That's a great question that I don't know the answer to.
All right. Well, unfortunately, my little gauntlet is not going to work. But episode 4 of Scarlet Hollow's out. I'm excited.
Me too.
Mostly because things were getting real in the last episode. I watched a couple of other people play through. I remember watching Evie stream the last episode 3. So I've got kind of an idea of what some of the other stuff looks like, but not super a lot. But either way, let's carry on. And if anything, would I like to see a recap? Yes. Do you want to get a full recap? Let's do it. It's been a couple months, and I feel like sure you can skip ahead if you don't want this. The long-lost cousin. The bad news, the 26 hours of bus rides with countless late-night stops and CD depots that felt unsafe even in the middle of the day. You wouldn't normally find yourself traveling like this, but your cousin bought the tickets. The funeral of Pearl Ann Scarlet, your cousin's mother, and your aunt, seemed like something you shouldn't ignore, even considering your own late mother's rocky relationship with this side of the family.
Wow, 3 funerals at the same time. That's real tragic.
How come you get that many funerals? I want that many funerals.
Welcome to our family's humble estate. Unfortunately, due to the current state of the house, only a few rooms will be safely accessible during your stay. I wouldn't go wandering anywhere else if you value your limbs. The floors have been known to give out.
Man, Scarlet Mansion just sucks. A single deer remains behind, staring down the beam of Stella's flashlight while Gretchen whines and pulls at her harness. Pain, rot, decay. Check out my new metal album. Come on, you, whatever your name is, grab that flashlight and help me line up a good shot. As the creatures in the tree line grow louder and more numerous, Gretchen violently strains against her harness. Oh yeah, we sacrificed Duke for Gretchen. God, that's kind of bad when I say it aloud, isn't it? You dive forward and scoop Gretchen into your arms just before she manages to wriggle out of her harness. Your eyes fixate on the dark tree line over Duke's shoulder. God damn it!
Stella, keep an eye on them for us. Make sure they don't get into any more trouble.
Oh, right. The cops were much more weirdly about making sure we stayed in line than investigating the murder itself. Yeah. Yep. My grandmother called them ditchlings, and they are a terrible omen, a sign of great suffering and destruction to come. From the relative safety of your cousin's uncomfortable guest bed, the events of the past evening seem like something that happened to someone else. Though you can still clearly picture the terror you felt in those moments. For now, you're safe and you're warm. Oh good, he's still here. Do you want to do Dustin voice real quick?
Hi, I'm Dustin. I forget if this was my voice.
I think he was a little scratchier.
But listen, you'd better stay out of trouble today. I want you home by sunset. I don't want to hear complaints. Just do what I ask and we won't have any more problems.
Whoop. Oh, there she goes. Tabitha takes a few steps toward the door.
Sunset.
Sunrise. Wow, that is some heavy stuff. No wonder Stella seemed distant. I'm going to keep my ears open for you, all right? The diner's where everyone comes to gossip, so I hear a lot about what goes on around here. I'll let you know if anyone mentions those monsters or anything else strange or unusual.
Have either of you seen Rosalina around town? I don't want to be a helicopter dad, but she hasn't been answering my texts, and I wanted to make sure she isn't getting into trouble out there.
Hi, Dr. Kelly. We were wondering if it would be okay if Reese could come hang out?
Nothing strenuous, we promise. Whatever you two have planned is probably beyond what he can manage right now. Anyways, that's my voice now, because I don't remember what it was.
Who was Wayne? Was I Wayne?
I don't remember.
Stay home. Wait for the week to end. Don't keep putting yourself in the path of danger. That is all I ask. Man, the one problem with this coming out like months apart from each other is that our voices and like vibes for this are going to be wildly inconsistent between episodes. If you watch like just the playlist in order now, it's going to be really weird. You're interrupted by a sudden movement out of the corner of your eye. A girl carrying a bundle of snacks pops through a hole in the fence and disappears over the crest of a hill. God damn it, she's heading for the cops! Of trees. Nothing good ever happens around the cops. Oh, she didn't.
I guess the old Maxwell place doesn't cut it as a secret hangout spot these days.
But the Shaw mine? That place was shut down like 100 years ago. After a collapse that killed over 100 people. You pull out your phone and dial your cousin.
What is it? I'm in a meeting.
A kid just snuck into the Shaw mine. I figured you should know.
What? Are you serious? Why do things keep happening to me? Also, why do you know about this? What the hell are you doing at my mines? Whatever. I'll head over there as soon as I can. Just stay where you are and wait for me, all right?
Funny thing, we spent so much time trying to appease Tabitha because we figured like, oh god, okay, she's just being a little bit bitchy. She's got some stuff on. Turns out, if you want to get on her good side, you have to push back at her.
Huh.
And don't let her be rude to you.
Huh.
This is one of the things I learned from watching. Yeah. If you let her be rude to her, she's never going to respect you. It turns out. So even though we're trying to do the right thing by her, do what she asks, she still has no respect for us. Which, fair.
A man named Charles Shaw decided it was okay to use faulty wood for support struts, and the entire mine came down. A lucky few died instantaneously, but for most of the souls who perished here, it was slow and agonizing.
Well, that's no good.
Your father was a foreman at the continuous mining facility. We'll see if he even has a job tomorrow morning.
Tabitha's smile! I love... whoever conceived Tabitha's smile, that's like I feel like that's an all-time great visual novel spray right there. Like, I feel like that one goes right alongside Objection and wave.
High praise. My dad says our house is haunted.
House is haunted. What? House is haunted. Kanika is interrupted by a pair of thunderous knocks. Wait a second, where'd the three of you run off to? Are you fucking kidding me? There's something in the darkness before you that is much louder, though you don't hear it, but you can feel it in your chest like the deep growl of a predator.
What do you think you're doing? Get away from there.
Your cousin dives towards you, but not before the light from your phone illuminates the sigil.
Relatable, are you all right?
What is that behind you, Stella? What's going on there?
Normal things?
Normal things, right?
Wait, Becca and Alexis are still down there. You can't just leave them here. I know which way they were going. They'll listen to you this time, I promise.
The three of you manage to squeeze through the entrance just as the walls of the mine come crashing down. Tabitha doesn't say a word as the car cuts along the darkened road. All right, she hates us because we started off with a joke about the Dead Dads Club. Which I stand by. You collapse in Tabitha's dusty guest bed, your head empty of thoughts. After your time in the Shaw mine, you barely even notice the dust. When you close your eyes, thoughts drift to Alexis and Becca, terrified and alone, if not already dead. There are two of them now. Yes!
Hi!
There we go. There it is. What happened to your glass house?
Asshole squatter move in. Kick Dustin mom out.
Yes! Oh, the best. If anything happens to Dustin or Dustin's mom, I will kill everyone in this game and then myself. As you're ready to leave, Janie approaches from the far side of the kitchen. Tabitha remains between the two of you, impatiently tapping her foot.
Oh, did I voice you?
Probably. I don't know. Do you want me to?
Oh, Relatable, before you go, I heard about what happened last night. I mean, I heard about it before Miss Tabitha mentioned it just now, and then I heard it again. I just wanted to say that I'm so sorry you got caught up in that. I'll be praying for those poor kids. I can't imagine how scared they must be.
I like the wobbly tape effect on the music.
Yes, it is perfect. This is one of those places where it just fits in perfectly.
Morning. Is the new blend ready?
Of course. Relatable. If you'd like to keep my odds company, Tabitha and I will be just a minute.
I need my medication.
Yes, piney and resinous. Oh, excuse me. Wait, you're Relatable, aren't you? My name is Bo. I'm Duke's boy. It's a pleasure to meet you. Policeman told me you saw what happened to my daddy.
Sorry if you stopped in to find me at the store. I'm taking a mental health week.
He's a dog. You can tell this dog is the mayor from his little sash and his fancy top hat. There's a regal air about him, almost as if he knows the position of authority he's been elected to. Oh, right, that's where we accidentally let slip we could talk to animals. Oh, I remember this guy's voice.
I don't.
Before you can catch up to your companions, you're intercepted by a nervous man with a cross around his neck. It's hard to put a finger on it, but something compels you to dislike this man. Sounds like old Gretchen and the mayor may have some unresolved issues, wouldn't you say? I'm Pastor Daniel. I take it you're Relatable? Everyone's just buzzing about you. Sorry about your aunt, but I'm sure she's in a better place now. If you'd ever like to discuss your beliefs, my door is always open. Always trust the mystical trait. The basement is what you might expect out of a tortured artist who spends all of his time confined to his studio. Discarded canvases line its edges while trash and sketches leak out from their piles in the corners of the room, hiding the bare cement floor. Ghoulish faces coat the walls in paint, sneering out at their creator.
Your mom is so scary.
She can be a little intense, kind of overprotective, which I guess makes sense. Anyway, make yourselves comfortable. You'll have to forgive the mess. I've been distracted lately. Haven't been cleaning much. I probably had a voice like that.
That sounds about right. Dinner is already laid out. Dinner rolls, spaghetti, and a light salad. Kanika anxiously picks at her food. Stella is nervously talkative. And Reese is suddenly quiet and tense, his shoulders tight as his mother perches on the chair next to his. Dr. Kelly eyes all of you with a sharp, fierce gaze.
So, we were talking about maybe watching a movie sometime this week, while Relatable is in town.
Oh man, we named ourselves before we cut off the E, huh?
Yeah. We'll have to see how you're feeling. I can handle a movie, Doc.
Interesting that he calls his mother Doc and not, Mom.
Yeah, we'll just sit downstairs in the dark. Reese is used to that. I'm sure he'll be okay.
Stella, you well-meaning, but
You're always overestimating how much you're able to do, Reese. This is why you keep getting sick. If I get sick, so what? It's not like that's ever going to change. I'm sick every day, and I'm not getting better. I don't want to spend the last few miserable years of my life holed up in the basement alone, just because seeing my friends has been deemed too strenuous. I'm an adult, for God's sake. I can't believe I have to ask permission from my mom just to have friends over.
Reese stops mid-sentence, wincing in pain and wrapping himself in his arms.
Don't say things like that. I'm doing everything I can to try and fix.
Silence as Dr. Kelly's eyes shoot open.
Reese?
Reese abruptly pulls himself from the table and leaves.
Hey, you're here sooner than I expected. Hope dinner went okay?
Hey, I hope I'm not too late. Have I missed any creepy paranormal stuff? Hey.
Whoa. This is where I've seen it. It appears on top of the stain.
Stella pulls back the carpet, revealing a hatch, the floor around it stained in reddish brown.
I'm going for it.
Oh, right, and then this happened.
Yep.
Movement stirs as a figure cloaked in shadows rises to attention.
Who are you? What are you doing on my property?
Before you have the chance to think, another door creaks open on what you thought was the ceiling. Oh, there you are. This is quite the maze, isn't it? And absolutely crawling with these miserable little parasites. Bottom feeders.
The sins of the father are to be laid upon the children.
Forfeit your years and I will finally leave. A smell hits you, that now familiar wet, unwell odor. What an annoying pest you are, but You couldn't keep me out for long. Seems we've exhausted its power. Holding all these bodies hostage must have been quite taxing. Come along, Relatable. It's desperate, but it has no power over you. There's no need to bow to the will of such a frayed and broken consciousness. Leave it to fester. You fall towards the entrance, your legs still unsure of the ground beneath you, and the doors fly open. Oh, right, but their home is now, that. Oh, hey, Wayne. You're very close, buddy. How you doing? You're outside. It's real this time. A cool autumn breeze blows in small piles of dried leaves across the steps of the library. You made the right choice. It would have been so easy to fall for its tricks. I'm proud that you didn't. Be seeing you, bud. Buddy Bumpkins.
I'm so sorry, Relatable. I don't think I can talk right now. I'll call you, okay?
She hurries off down the road. I'm looking forward to continuing our chat tomorrow once you've had some time to rest. You don't even notice yourself entering the guest room and falling into bed. Suddenly you're just there, buried under your family's musty covers. Spirit of Charles Shaw Jr. now commands the entirety of City Hall, a swirling void of wrath and despair that the people of this town will have to learn to ignore. Disaster looms its tallest yet over Scarlet Hollow. All right. Hey, welcome back if you skipped the intro. So yeah, we just kind of let it have its way and didn't... But I mean, also, I don't want to give up my life for it, so I feel like,
Plus, Ghost House.
Wake up.
Ghost House.
Ghost House. You open your eyes. It's a brand new day. Last night seems so far away. You can almost pretend the horrors you witnessed in the annex were nothing but a nightmare, chased away by the harsh morning light. But you know the fierce spirit of Charles Shaw Jr. yet lingers. Locked behind the doors of the town hall, still tied to the earth by its hatred of you and your bloodline. An involuntary shudder runs down your spine. But your thoughts are interrupted by the buzz of your phone on the nightstand. Hope you made it home, okay? Haven't heard from Stella since last night. How about you? You check your messages. There's nothing from Stella. Let's send her a... If she's not texting, she probably wouldn't appreciate a call, right? What are we?
Let's
call
send
or text?
a text or a call.
Hey, you good? Hey, I'm kind of worried after you ran off last night. Text me as soon as you get the chance. Kanika and I are pretty worried about you. Please respond. How's my favorite cryptid hunter? Hey.
I feel like "Hey, you good" is... I don't know.
Hey, you good? Yeah, just not putting too much pressure on, but being like,
yeah.
Hey. You wait for a few silent minutes. Your message sits undelivered. Undelivered? Haven't heard from her either. Sure, she found out what she's in trouble, what she's hurt or dead. Just sleeping in. How Stella is, how are you doing? Everyone had a rough night. She's probably still shaken up. What if Wayne got her? Does Stella disappear like this sometimes? Maybe that's a better question.
Yeah, that is a good question.
Does Stella disappear like this sometimes? Kinda, but with everything going on, I don't feel comfortable letting her run off on her own. Should look for her, right? Come to town. We should stick together. Just give your morning plans in order.
Oh, I see an option that we're going to need to take.
You open the drawers. They both have bread now. Yes!
Sorry, they what?
They both have a bread now.
Human is back. Maybe changed mind about eating us could be the end of Dustin and Dustin, Mom.
I would never eat you. I love you.
Yeah.
Guess your glass house still is that squatter. I would never eat you. I love you.
Dustin, Mom, no better than to trust. When push come to shove... Oh, my throat hurts. Survival more important than friendship. Dustin, Mom spend too much time outside. It's different inside. There enough bread for everyone here. No need to eat friends. Dustin still have childhood innocence. Hope Dustin get to keep that innocence forever.
I guess your glass house still has that squatter?
Try to reclaim glass house last night, but asshole squatter too big and strong. Dustin, Mom stand no chance.
Side quest? Let us help them out with their squatter.
Yeah.
Please? I would love that.
Might have to live in Dustin house forever.
Oh, Dustin is still swaddled and...
Yeah. Human, big and strong too. Probably more big and strong than asshole squatter. You fight? Give Dustin, Mom glass house back?
Anything for you, Dustin. I'll do my best, but no promises. Fight someone or fight something. I'll see what I can do.
Not brave enough to get into a fight with some creepy squatter. I don't care how rustically charming you are. I'm busy, Dustin. I'm not accepting a quest from a possum.
I am absolutely accepting a quest from a possum.
I'll do my best, or anything for you, Dustin?
Yeah.
Anything for you, Dustin.
Squatter have a sharp things on head. Human be careful, but Dustin mom would be eternally grateful to human. Dustin too.
I should get going.
Okay.
Yeah! That's that.
Yay.
I can't wait until like day 6 when Tabitha comes up and is like, what the fuck are you doing? Keeping possums in my dresser drawer.
And speaking to them.
And I'm like, I made my choice. I picked my side in this war.
I'm pretty sure this is their house now.
No, I didn't mean to. Oh, I wanted to. Can we go back up? I can't. Okay. Shit. Oh well. No shower for us. And no. Sorry about that. She's not here, but it looks like she left a note on the counter.
Had to run. The librarian needed a new house, so I'm giving him the keys to the Maxwell place. And then the miners decided to stage a strike today of all days, so I won't be around. I know there's no point asking you not to do anything reckless, but I'm asking anyway.
You know what? Every time we've tried to appease you, Tabitha, you haven't been happy, so I'm done trying to appease you.
Be back late. Call if you get into trouble. Tabitha.
Time to figure out the rest of your day.
Let's talk to animals.
Want to talk to Frau Frau?
We absolutely want to talk to Frou Frou.
Walk over to the cat. Oh, c'est toi. Que c'est que tu veux maintenant? I believe my French is a little bit rusty, but I believe she's saying, "Oh, it's you. What do you want now?"
Yeah.
I missed you last night. Will you ever let me pet you? Do you know anything about the stone carvings scattered around town? Thanks for not attacking the possums who live in my drawer. They're my friends, and if anything bad ever happened to them, there would be hell to pay. Frau Frau doesn't like it when we get up in their business.
Yeah, but I am interested if the cat knows about the stone carvings.
Sure.
Should we start by nodding respectfully?
Yeah, let's do that. You nod respectfully to Frau Frau. She scoffs, her tail twitching with annoyance, but you can sense she's less annoyed than she usually is. Maybe she's getting used to you. All right, let's ask about the
stone carvings.
Do you know anything about those stone carvings scattered around town? I'm not here to be your comment dit-on. Chien detective. Je suis un chat. I'm here to watch you flare about in the darkness. I'm not here to provide answers to whatever mysteries confound your feeble American mind. Fair enough. I feel like this might be taken the wrong way, so why don't we leave him be?
Fair enough.
Or do you want to say goodbye? I feel like saying goodbye would be nice.
Okay, yeah, let's say goodbye.
Bye, Frou-Frou. Good talk. She scoffs at you as you turn away.
What's in the garden?
Let's fuel up. We gotta fuel up. We gotta get our gamer fuel. If Stella's MIA, who knows when you'll get the chance to eat. You make yourself a PB&J in anticipation for the long day ahead of you. And that's that.
Garden.
Whatever kicked out Dustin's mom is in the garden right now. You'd better look into it before you head into town. The air is chilly today. The overcast sky hanging oppressively over the weed-choked flower beds.
Investigate.
You start carefully picking your way through the underbrush. Doesn't take much effort to find a path. Cuttings of prickly raspberry bushes and tangled vines litter the ground around the greenhouse. The glass house, one could say. You step toward the door.
I love that. That seems to imply that you could do this even if you couldn't talk to animals. And
you could still investigate.
You had no reason. You could still go here and investigate, but it wouldn't make any sense.
Yep.
Unless it does make sense. Unless there's some other thing that would lead you
See that
here.
little goat?
Yeah.
It's sealed shut by a lock, and you catch a brief glimpse of a horned shadow through the ancient clouded glass. Yo, what's your name, little guy? Goat. What are you doing in the greenhouse? Human put me here. Can't complain.
Pretty sweet digs, honestly. It stays nice and warm, and there's plenty of eats, too. A human have a brown coat and big boots. Coat like what fur? Nah, not brown fur. Yellow fur, just on the top, like all you humans. Don't know what boots are. Can't help you there. Yellow fur just on the top. Oh, so it is Stella. Okay.
Wait, what? No.
Not Stella. Tabitha. Sorry.
That's weird. Why would Tabitha put a... Alright, unless the goat's her pet?
Or she's keeping it for someone. Where'd you come from? Farm, used to live with other guys like me. Kinda miss them, but not that much. Don't gotta share anymore. Well, so
Let's
about
examine that lock.
Examine the lock. It looks sturdy. You need some tools if you're gonna get this open. Maybe Stella or Kanika could lend a hand later. Guess I'll leave you to it then. See ya, or not. It's a wild world out there. Thanks, buddy. You investigated the garden. With Stella missing, it's best not to keep Kanika waiting for much longer. All right, at least now we know what our important thing to deal with is today. Our important side quest.
Side
Time
quest.
to head to town.
That's the main arc.
The main arc. I'm so happy with Dustin. Ah! It's going to be really sad when it turns out we have to kill Dustin. Me when I have to kill Dustin during the Scarlet Hollow War. You head to the front door and begin your trek into the town below. The sun shines down through a thin layer of clouds, illuminating the path in a watery, gray light.
I just realized that we took the druid build.
Talk to animals and mystical.
Yeah, we're
did.
a druid.
We are! You can't help but feel countless eyes watching you from the tree line, a feeling that reminds you of your time in the woods with Stella. Ditchlings shouldn't be out in the middle of the day, though. They're getting bolder.
Oh, there they are. I didn't see them at first.
Hi, buddies. To your surprise, you find a familiar face making its way up the path towards you. Yo, Avery, what's up? Hey, I was just coming up to see you. Hope you were able to get some sleep after everything that happened last night. I was up most of the night, totally wired on adrenaline. And if I had been able to chill out a bit knowing that thing was right down the street. Not super conductive to a good night's sleep, huh? Alright, let's see our options here. Think it's still there. Hoped it might go away on its own. Does the library look different? Wonder if we can get Tabitha to deal with it. If any Scarlet owes that ghost something, it's her. Wow, throw her under the bus. Hopefully no hooligans break into the library and get trapped in ghost hell. No way I was trusting a ghost uphold its end of the bargain. Sure, it'll wear itself out soon enough. There's no way it'll keep up that level of haunting forever. Yeah, I'm more than a little uneasy too. What if it leaves the library and comes after me? The ghost can stay there forever if it wants. Not my problem.
Well, we should start with the explorer ones.
Yeah. Does the library look any... Do you think it's still... Or does the library look any different? Does the library look any different? Like, can you see the haunting from outside? It's boarded up, but can't say I've gotten close enough to see much of anything yet. Could always check it out together if you want. No, maybe we'd better not tempt it. That ghost seemed pretty desperate to eat your soul last night, and I don't even know if I mean that metaphorically or literally. Hopefully some slapdash plywood is all it takes to contain that thing. I don't like the thought of it spilling out onto Main Street if it smells a drop of scarlet blood nearby. Hopefully no hooligans break into the library and get trapped in ghost hell. Where there are abandoned buildings, there are people trying to break in and get spooked. Nothing we can do to stop that, but maybe the ghost won't possess anyone if there aren't any Scarlets around to guilt trip. Who knows? How do you feel now that it's a new day? Possession is the sort of thing that can leave a mark on a person's soul.
Mystical.
You're coming up to see me? Oh, that's sweet. There's ditchlings everywhere now, even though it's daytime. You heard anything from Stella? It's okay with you. I was kind of hoping to have some time by myself right now. Let's head to town. All right, let's start with the mystical. How do you feel now that it's a new day? Possession is the sort of thing that can leave a mark on a person's soul. Oh, thanks for asking about the state of my soul. I appreciate that. I'd be lying if I said it didn't have an impact, but I feel kind of bruised all over, physically and spiritually, but hey, that's part of life, right? Nobody makes it to the end completely unscathed. And I'm kind of thrilled that my new emotion... They keep dropping hints that shit's gonna get even worse in this episode. Have you noticed that?
What do you mean?
When we started up the game, there was a brand new warning screen saying that you can't save everyone and you might not be able to save yourself.
Oh, yeah. And now, can't get through unscathed.
Yeah.
Oh, no, they're going to kill off some main cast. I don't want it.
And I'm kind of thrilled that my new emotional baggage comes from a ghost instead of some boring normal trauma. Do we want to flirt with Avery? I kind of like Avery. I like their vibe.
That's fine by me.
Were we
if
flirting
that's...
with Kanika as well, though?
I don't remember.
I think we were flirting with Kanika. Are we a two-timer?
Or are we poly? I don't know how this game plays it. Given how everything else works in this game, I think it's probably a little bit of flirting, isn't? I think we can flirt a little bit.
Fair enough.
You're coming up to see me? Oh, that's sweet. What can I say? I'm someone who knows what they want. Would have walked up here at the crack of dawn, but I figure I should let you sleep at least a little longer. Not too much longer. And to make sure you didn't go running off into trouble, not without me. Aw, yeah. If you heard anything from Stella... I haven't heard from her, though. We don't text much, and I haven't checked with Winnie to see if she came in for early breakfast or anything. But if you haven't heard from her, that doesn't sound great. Seeing her like that last night was awful. She's usually so unflappable. Cannot be flapped. Want to invite Avery along to look for Stella with us?
Sure.
Kanika and I are hoping to our meeting to look up for Stella. You want to come with? Absolutely. I told Winnie I'd be coming in late today, so I've got time. Don't know how much time, though. Even from what I saw this morning, the diner is hopping. It's absolutely packed with miners. Must be using it as a home base for the strike. Oh, by the way, there's a strike going on. I'm sure you already know that, though. I have to imagine Tabitha would have told you this morning.
I'm glad that they're getting into labor activism while they're still young.
Right? That's so good for them. Ditchlings everywhere now, even though it's daytime. We should mention that, yeah.
Yeah.
There's ditchlings everywhere now, even though it's daytime. Avery turns to study the tree line. I noticed a few on my way up, yeah. Kind of funny now that I'm getting a good look at them. Their scrunched up little Sharpie faces. So, should I be worried about these things? I know they're a bad omen or something, but like, are they dangerous? Not gonna eat me if I take a wrong turn, right? You need only fear what they foretell.
Mystical.
No, but you might get some eggs laid on your skin. Like, eggs laid in your skin? Ew. Pretty small, we might be safe. I don't know, they might. Not if you eat them first. I'd rather not find out. Does anyone have a flamethrower?
Mystical. Mystical.
Oh, these are so good. You need only fear what they foretell. Okay, cool. Cool and ominous. As long as it's been eaten alive isn't on the table. Unless they're foretelling a zombie invasion or something with werewolves. In which case, I guess I'm still stuck with being eaten alive. Is that to town? Yeah, good idea. You and Avery start back down the path to town. It isn't long until you once again find yourself on the main street of Scarlet Hollow. I love the details where characters have like their foreground sprites, but also sometimes are placed in the scene.
Yeah.
Like that's such... You know what that reminds me of? And I wouldn't have known about this until you showed it to me.
Yeah.
It reminds me of what they tried to do with Muv-Luv.
Yeah. Yeah, Muv-Luv does that sometimes.
Muv-Luv, you've been playing through Muv-Luv, and I've been looking through it over your shoulder.
Yeah.
When did that come out originally? I want to say like early mid-aughts?
Probably.
Somewhere.
I don't remember.
Yeah. It has a really fascinating thing it does with its visual novel sprites, where it has like various... It takes great pains to change the characters' heights and like width and depth of field to give the impression of a depth of field and place them in the backgrounds, which is not something like any other visual novel I've seen will try to do. Because usually it's just like you accept that they're going to be there in the front plane, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So seeing this game take a different approach where it's like, oh yeah, we have the traditional front plane, right, where all the characters sit, but also we'll occasionally put them in the scene and have specific sprites for that specific That's neat. That's neat as hell. Anyway, sorry, I've got nothing but praise for this game, and I need to stop every so often to appreciate it.
To just be like, hey, this is pretty rad, huh?
Relatable, you made it. And you picked up an Avery along the way. Hope you're both doing okay, like, emotionally.
Yeah, I'm not too bad. Better after seeing Relatable.
That's good. I feel like I got crushed by a steamroller or something. Joints all out of whack, totally exhausted, and super foggy. Mom's been insisting that I caught a cold, and I wasn't buying it, but as of this morning, I've come around. It's definitely something beyond exhaustion, even considering the ridiculously stressful week we've all had. I'm not going to let that stop me from looking for Stella, though.
Is someone manning the general store while we look? No, we don't need to be a dick about that. Do you think there could be a rational explanation for all this? Supposed to see her mom at some point today. Maybe she'll finally shed some light on things. It's not Dawdle. Y'all sure we need to go looking for Stella? She's a grown woman.
Wow. Hate that one.
Is it? This one?
Yeah.
I think that's not an unreasonable position to take. To be like, yeah, she is a grown woman. You know, if she wants to be alone by herself, that's a decision she can make.
I suppose that's true, but she hasn't. It's not like she's even said that. It'd be one thing if she was like, I need time alone.
Well,
But she's just up and vanished after a horrifically traumatic experience.
It's the going incommunicado without telling anyone thing.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be one thing if there was a message being like, yeah, I'm going to be out of reach for a little bit just so I can have some alone time. Please don't worry about me. I'll be back. It's another thing to just kind of do. Yeah, okay. That's fair. That's fair.
That's my take, at least.
We should mention that we're supposed to see Sybil today.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to see your mom at some point today. Maybe she'll finally shed some light on things. I'm not sure what she's planning to tell you today that she couldn't have told all of us last night. If she's gonna read your fortune or something. After last night, I wouldn't doubt that she actually could. Your mom's always had a bit of that Glinda vibe going for her. Yeah, maybe I should stop making fun of her whole New Age mystic thing. A lot's happened in the past couple days, right? Take a page out of Stella's book and just block this shit out. I need to be focused. I can't help keep having all these existential crises. There'll be plenty of time for tea after we found Stella. Do you still think there could be a rational explanation for all this? Kanika sighs heavily. Rational? Sure. Rooted in the reality that until a few days ago I thought was devoid of all magic and supernatural shit? No. Ghosts are real. They can suck you into illusory dimensions and puppet your body like a fleshy marionette. Next thing you know, we'll find out there's a secret society of warlocks running the country or that angels are real. You gotta admit, it's kind of thrilling though, isn't it? Anything could be possible. Who knows what the new day holds for all of us? It'd be a little bit more thrilling if it weren't terrifying. All the magical stuff we found so far just wants to hurt us. We need a magical being that's on our side. Where are the magical girls when you need them? Oh, of course, the Monica fan. So I guess we already have an animal whisperer, don't we? That's pretty magical. Oh, right, we figured that out. Did we tell them or did it just slip? I don't remember.
I can't remember.
Wait, you can talk to animals for real? When were you going to tell me? Now I'm going to need you to tell me what every animal we meet is saying. This is too cool. You, really took that in stride, didn't you? I take everything in stride. There's no better way to live. Avery's got the best. You know what? Avery's the long coat. I love the look.
Yeah. I like the shirts too.
Yeah. Avery's vibe is just impeccable.
So we've got a mystic.
Maybe my mystical powers will finally awaken into something more proactive. Kanika, your mom's totally rich, right? Maybe she's the magical. I want to do that one. I really want to.
That's true, but I want our magical powers.
I still think there's a rational explanation. You know, aliens. My hopes if this all turns out to be someone in a mask trying to scare us out of town, like Scooby-Doo. Fine, we'll do. I want you all to know in the audience that I really wanted to make Kanika think her mom was a Maho Shoujo. Maybe my mystical powers will finally awaken into something more proactive. I'm sick of just unwillingly channeling spirits and knowing something bad is going to happen. Maybe magic doesn't just awaken, though. Maybe you need to find someone to teach you how to use it. Okay, who? That is a very good question. Your mom's into crystals and shit, right? Kanika laughs. No, absolutely not. My mom isn't magic. My whole life would be a lie if my mom was magic. And if she was, we don't have the time to be sidetracked by training montage right now. Stella's missing, and those ditchling creatures are everywhere.
I want the training montage.
Do 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 do. All right, let's not dawdle. I'm worried about her. It doesn't feel right to be doing anything that isn't actively looking. Oh wait, sure I need to go. Let's not dawdle. You sure we need to go looking for her? All right, I don't really want to do any of these options actually.
Okay.
I don't want to be like, let's not dawdle. I don't want to be like, you sure we all need to go look? She's probably okay just dealing with. Oh, maybe. I could go for this one or I could go for remain silent. How are you feeling?
Yeah.
Remain silent?
Sure.
Might as well start by checking her house. Let's go. We should go to the... Oh, you're so funny, Relatable. Let's go check in on Oscar and Rosalina. They should be at the old Maxwell place. Check out the diner, go to the mines, check out the church. Let Avery know that you and Kanika can take it from here. Supposed to get tea with your mom today. Maybe she'll have some ideas. Okay, let's start with Stella's house.
Yeah.
Good place to start. Maybe she just slept in.
That's what I'm hoping. Would have gone already, but kind of nervous about doing anything by myself today, just in case I ran into another horror from beyond the veil or whatever.
You make your way towards Stella's house. Kanika knocks anxiously at the door.
I like her boots.
Her boots are great. I love Kanika's whole style.
Oh, yeah.
It's just great. It creaks open. The interior is cold, and not just physically. There's an absence of joy in life that leaves only a chill behind, the chill of an empty house, the sobering dread that comes with the knowledge that your search won't end here. I don't sense anything supernatural here, but I don't like the look of this. She's dead, Stella died, and it's all my fault. Not from around here. Is it normal for people to leave their doors open? Okay.
Mystical.
We don't have to be mystical all the time. We can keep the mystical in our back pocket for when we need it. We can still be a Dorcas if we want to.
We are extremely mystical. We talk to every animal also.
Okay, fine. I don't sense anything supernatural here, but I don't like the look of this. Might as well invite ourselves in then, right? Screw going in there. Let's just get the... Oh no, but the cops are not focused on that stuff. We know that from our last interaction with them, so... Might as well invite ourselves in. Yep, let's just go. You take a step forward and cross the threshold into Stella's house. Stella! I could have been a content... No, all right. Whatever happened to Stella, it doesn't look like it happened here. Doesn't look like there was a struggle or anything, unless it happened in another room, or maybe someone or something caught her off guard. You didn't have to add that last part, you know. I'm gonna forget you said that and just be thankful this doesn't look like a crime scene. Let's investigate the kitchen. I keep mentally, part of me wants to keep going up and clicking through the background like it's an adventure game.
Yeah.
Stella's kitchen is slightly messy. A couple of cabinets are hanging open and a loaf of bread sits on the counter by a used butter knife. I mean, it is an adventure game, just it's like the menu is a menu rather than stuff you click around on the scene. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stella's kitchen normally this messy? Looks normal to me. Got the PB&J. Is Stella's kitchen normally this messy? I wouldn't call this messy. It's a little bit messy. But this is a little messy. I don't want to know what you call my room. I wasn't judging. There's nothing wrong with a little mess. Or a lot of mess. We're getting off track. Stella's house has always felt a little sterile to me. This feels a little too lived in, if that makes sense. Maybe it's just because I only ever been over when she was already expecting me. Maybe this is just a rare peek behind the curtain at the real Stella. The real Stella should call her friends and let them know she's okay. Let's check out her room. She's got the red twine and corkboard!
Oh, yeah!
You make your way down the hall to what you assume to be Stella's room. She's not here. Though it's a little untidy, the usual sort of untidiness that accumulates when someone doesn't often have guests in their bedroom. There aren't any signs of violence. Better not hear a single comment about this room being messy. I wasn't gonna say anything. Does she have a Gretchen plushie?
Oh, yeah.
She has a Gretchen and a Gretchen plushie.
Yeah.
Check her computer. Love seeing someone's room before they had a chance to clean up for company. It's a neat little snapshot, you know. It looks like a room. Any thoughts? It's a mess. Sure looks like a room. Let's check her computer.
What's your password? Out with it.
Quick, shoot me some numbers. Someday we're going to get someone who doesn't know what that is a reference to and then look it up, and then we're going to be responsible for what happens after that.
Oh, no.
All right. Well, do we want to just... I feel like it might be weird to go over and start jiggling the mouse on her computer, but also she's missing, so it makes sense. We want to...
Fuck it, we're being super nosy.
Go to check Stella's computer. Not sure we should be snooping on her computer. Isn't that invasion of privacy? We already broke into her house, right? For all we know, there could be some sort of clue on there, like a note detailing exactly where she is. We didn't break into her house. The door was left wide open. Well, maybe the computer was left open too. And with Avery, what if we don't find her and it's all because we didn't snoop? Stella didn't want to snoop. She shouldn't have gone missing. I don't make the rules. Okay, but what if she's been gossiping about us to our online friends? No, it's an invasion of privacy, but we got to do whatever we can to find her. See if it's password protected before we make a fuss about it. If there isn't a password, it's almost like she wants us to snoop. He's got a point, Avery. There probably isn't even anything worth finding on there. You're no fun, but fine, we won't snoop around on her computer. Tika's right, there probably isn't anything helpful on there. Honestly, I didn't even think about how this might not be a good idea. Good call. But we got to... I feel like this is the... admitting, yeah, this might be an invasion of privacy, but if there's any hint on there, right, we want to know.
Fair enough, yeah. It'll be really funny when she just went out for brunch.
Yep. I know it's an invasion of privacy, but we got to do whatever we can to find her. Sure, snoop away, but I'm not going to take part in it. Just be over here, standing in the corner of the room, not looking over your shoulder. Let me know if you find anything, though. Stella's desktop is horrifically cluttered. There are simply too many files and folders to fit on her monitor, and they overlap each other in a chaotic, multi-layered display.
The Post-its.
What does that say? Nice try, Mr. FBI. and it's over her webcam.
Yeah.
That's such a good little detail.
The one on the right side that's just cool S's.
She's got cool S's. Oh, I love it. And she's got Gretchen and also another Gretchen. Oh, Dragon Man. Whoa, how do we find anything on here? You don't. Come on, let's go. Let's check her open tabs. Take you all day to count the number of open tabs in Stella's browser. Oh my god, no, I didn't even notice that. Look at all of her tabs. Oh no. So numerous are her tabs that you can't see a single icon, a sea of rounded featureless triangles from Windows Edge to Windows Edge. Her most recently open tab is a post on Uncle Carl's Bigfoot Farm, a forum for cryptozoology enthusiasts. Post in question is titled Something Big is Happening in Scarlet Hollow.
Hey everyone, was out chasing a skunk ape sighting the other day and I found these weird little guys. My friend's mom says they're called ditchlings, but I've never heard of them before. Anyone have any good leads?
Hidden Appalachia. Oh, so this is her posting trying to figure out what the ditchlings are from the cryptozoology community.
Bride of Bigfoot.
Camera isn't shaky enough, totally staged.
Moth Stan!
Oh, I gotta be Moth Stan.
Okay.
I'm sorry. If you know me, you know Mothman is my favorite. Not the Mothman of folklore, but specifically the shitty Mothman from Megaten. Clean footage in some sort of cryptid nobody has heard of except for your friend's mom. One thing I'm seeing when I Google ditchlings is one city in England. Thought you were legit.
Guys, since when did high-quality footage count as anything other than actual evidence? Those things are terrifying.
Since every low-budget horror movie started doing guerrilla marketing, I smell an ARG.
Thank you, Gary Bunch of Numbers.
Gary Bunch of Numbers.
I'm serious. I've got a ton of extra footage. Look at this nest. They've been doing something to the animals in town, and they're apparently some sort of bad omen, like Mothman.
Okay, I'm listening. I love me a Mothman.
I believe you.
Ugh. You're lucky you're falling right into her lap. I don't trust YouTubers. They're entertainers, not scientists. Sick. The thread continues into the next day.
Hey, okay. So, 1, this isn't an ARG. I would never. And 2, you're not going to believe this, but we went into an abandoned mine last night to investigate things. And I'm pretty sure we found some Tommy knockers. Listen to this knocking we managed to catch on tape.
There's a link to an audio file titled Tommyknockers Real.wave. Because you put the word real in your file name doesn't mean they're real.
2 supernatural events on back-to-back nights. This is so fake. I can't believe I bought into that River Runner hype. You're so full of it.
YouTubers are always going to sell it to big indie horror. This is kidnapped by aliens all over again.
Also low doughy white being things now loud popping noise is definitely an ARG. Did you sell it to Pillsbury?
Stop cyberbullying her. I'm going to call the mods.
Locking this thread and giving everyone a 7-day ban. No cyberbullying and no self-promo. Thread ends. Wow, poor Stella. Remind me never to be internet famous. I was hoping my SoundCloud stays niche and underappreciated until the day I die.
I'm so annoyed there's not an explore option for Visit Avery's SoundCloud. We're right in front of a browser.
Well, I mean, yeah. Check her search history. I guess that's the only other thing we can do here. Check Stella's search history. She hasn't visited any website since Tuesday night. She came home after last night's incident. She didn't touch her browser. Her search history is almost entirely work-related, a furious series of queries for various monsters and cryptids that might fit the profile of ditchlings. And that's that. Alright, think we've seen enough. Thank God. I love seeing someone's room before they've had a chance to clean it up for company. It's a neat little snapshot, you know? Yeah?
Sure.
Speak for yourself. The roles were reversed and I was missing and you and Stella were poking around my room unannounced. I'd be completely mortified.
Spoken like someone with a whole lot of secrets. My room is immaculate. A guest could drop by unannounced at 2 a.m. and I wouldn't sweat a thing.
Congratulations on having your shit together.
Thank you. I come by it honest.
I will say that this is what her room's been like for pretty much the entire time I've known her. The only thing that's changed is the computer getting a lot fancier.
Could use a few more houseplants. I'll put together some trimmings for her after we found her.
She still does those corkboard with string things. She loves putting strings on there. I don't think they actually mean anything, but they're more for decoration. Anyway.
Although you can see North Carolina there, right? And the strings are just being for decorations. You know what? The only time that the strings have been used, like, we played, what was that game? A Hand with Many Fingers?
Oh, yeah. That was a really good game.
And that made me see, like, why someone could find it like helpful to like think that way with when that's the level of resource they have, and it was useful when it could be done virtually for us.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't know. Unless I've got a big communal corkboard that everyone needs to be, that everyone needs to look at with us, then it's like, why would I want it to do it that way? Anyway. All right, don't think we're gonna find much else here. Let's move on. We got an achievement called Still Life. I don't know what that means, but... Alright, so... Maybe she came home last night, maybe she didn't, but she's definitely missing. Thought I was overreacting this morning. I hope she would just be sleeping in. Can't believe she's actually missing. We'll find her. Where to next? Should go to the cops, right? Not after what... Should we go to the cops to do our due diligence? Right, it's the kind of thing where like I wouldn't expect them to help, given how they treated us last time we tried to go to them with Duke, right? But also it's the kind of thing where like it might be helpful later to be able to say, yeah, we did bring it to the cops.
Maybe so.
Check on Oscar and Rosalina. They should be at the old Maxwell place. Check out the diner. Go to the mines. Check out the church. Let's get tea. Let's go check on Oscar and Rosalina.
Okay.
Let's check in with Oscar and Rosalina. They should be at the old Maxwell place. Tabitha dropped off the keys this morning. Oh, Maxwell place? Tabitha put them up in a broken down ruin that should have been bulldozed years ago? Guess it's good they have a roof over their heads, or what's left of a roof. Her cousin's gonna get an earful next time I see her. Kanika storms off down the road, and you and Avery follow close behind. You don't get far before the sound of growling and desperate hisses grab your attention.
Interesting.
Oh, hey, Pixel.
Who was Pixel?
Oh, Pixel... Was Pixel, I don't remember whose cat Pixel is.
Isn't Pixel Oscar's cat?
Oh, yes,
cat.
yeah, the library cat. Get away from me. I'm supposed to be an indoor cat. I'm supposed to see things like you. You don't even talk, you freak. You turn to see a ditchling approach a cornered Pixel in an alley. Must have slipped out the library with everyone else last night. The ditchling, distracted from its hunt by your arrival, cranes its neck to face you, its eyes settling on you with alien indifference. Yo, quit it! The words feel meek as they leave your mouth, and the ditchling, unaffected, turns back to its cornered prey. Is there a pipe or something lying around? Maybe we can scare it off. There's no time, I'm grabbing Pixel. Before you can react, a small pack of dogs were around the corner. Oh!
Whoa!
Before you can react, they pounce on the creature, pulling it from the wall, and taking turns biting and tearing at it until it's ripped to shreds. Their task complete, they saunter towards you. What the? Is that Daisy? And Scraps. And what looks like every other dog in town. It's all some kind of dog gang? Where's Gretchen, though? I lived! Pixel, you got out of the library. Oh, you poor cat, come here. Pixel cautiously walks towards your group before clambering into your arms. He has a comfortable heft to him. Guess he likes you more than me. Found him last night, terrified and shaking in a bush outside the library.
Wait, I was Daisy, wasn't I?
Yeah, you can be Daisy. That's fine. I was that scared. I've been helping out.
Oh, that's a different dog. Damn it. Don't worry. We were always right around the corner. Those creatures only like to strike out when they have numbers, but they're hardly very bright.
I was taking care of the humans while work. Y'all know where it's supposed to be?
Good doggy is here to the Scraps I've heard so much about. Make sure he gets back to his family. Also got a dog militia or something? Have you seen or smelled Gretchen? Gretchen really admires you, Scraps. Thing we humans can do about the ditchlings? Jimmy the mayor, shouldn't you give him a little more respect? He's got that little sash and top hat. Yeah, screw Jimmy. What a joke.
One of you should have...
Mayor. Like the mayor. He's not like other politicians. He tells it like it is. Your family's worried about you off on your own like this? Let's, share the Scraps I've heard so much about.
No. The one and only. This is Daisy. We're gonna fill the concerned local for us as well. If I can see the captain over the house, I will cover, consider listening.
There are more of those things in the woods every day, popping out of the innocent bodies of what used to be dogs like us.
I've done some fine service, but you best make up sure to keep Pixel inside from here on out. Got a feeling things are only gonna get worse for her.
I'd like to see you try. I was an indoor cat, but now I got a taste of the outdoors. I will never be satisfied by the indoor life. Maybe I can wait till those monsters are gone. Okay. I'm glad you understand, Pixel. We'll make sure he gets back to his family.
Well, appreciate it, gentlemen. We've been going around town, there was one among you who can perfectly understand us. But good to have you on the side during this strange times.
Odd things are going on around here. It's important for all us living things to watch out for each other.
Borf.
I wonder if they've sensed Gretchen.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure we asked about Gretchen before we finished here.
Yeah.
Some dog militia. They already told us what they are. Yeah, any of you seen or smelled Gretchen?
Is she missing? Oh dear, Scraps, you don't think.
Gretchen person would never let that happen to her. Wherever she is, I'm sure she's out from no problems. And rolling her doesn't get to bury her with a much more human at her side.
Can you help us find her? You got better nose for this sort of thing? Let me know if I smell her around town, okay? I just fear, hope she's okay. Should we ask for help?
Sure, why not?
Can you help us find her? You've got better noses for this sort of thing.
We'll do our best. We don't intend to be taking our trips out into the woods, but if it's a Gretchen, we'll take that risk.
She's a well-liked dog in these parts. Been around longer than any of us. It'd be a blow to the community for her to fall victim to those monstrosities.
I fucking love the animal community around here. Gretchen really admires you, Scraps.
Oh, she flatters me. I'm nothing special. Just another dog. All the more reason to go after her before it's too late.
Don't be so modest, Scraps. You're the kind of dog other dogs listen to. That's more than can be said for that Jimmy. Thinks he's so high and mighty just because he can sit and stay the best. As if obedience is the best quality in a leader.
Isn't Jimmy the mayor? Shouldn't you give him a little more respect? Yeah, screw Jimmy. What a joke. One of you should have been mayor. Yeah?
Yeah.
Do we want it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Screw Jimmy. What a joke. One of you should have been mayor.
Well, aren't you sweet?
Some dogs just ain't fit to lead. I heard fault the humans of this town flung him so far out of his depth.
So is there anything we humans can do about the ditchlings?
Not hard to kill when there's a whole lot of us. Their eyes are enough so long as you don't get caught on a wire.
That's why we're gathering all the local dogs. A big pack is a safe pack. Jimmy may not be doing anything to help, but that don't mean we can't take matters into our own hands.
I love the dog mayor being played completely seriously.
Yeah.
No, there's no need to start about him in a mire. He's his own priority. So long as he doesn't get in our way, we don't need to go start in trouble.
I feel like it'd be patronizing to say good doggies. We must be on our way then.
Burn for us. First time we know of, do things out during the day, which means the pets of Scarlet Hollow need us now more than ever.
Make sure the humans keep an extra careful watch on their furry companions.
I'm glad that they're in a pack.
And also on their pets.
Yep. The band of dogs scampers on. Oh, it's good that they're hanging around in a pack.
Yeah.
Just had a full-on conversation with those dogs. It is so weird when you do that. Weird or cool? I wish I could hear the other side of the conversation. Seems like there's a whole little dog culture in this town I've been missing out on. Knowing dogs are capable of carrying a full conversation is going to make being a veterinarian really weird. Just have to hire Relatable as a translator. You're the best vet in the country with someone like that on your staff. Pixel and Toe, you and your companions continue on to Old Maxwell Place. It's so weird. I'm glad that they've come around to just being like, oh, you can just do that.
Oh yeah, this is our new friend Relatable, who can talk to animals.
The Old Maxwell Place. It was clearly once a mid-century modern home and undoubtedly quite stylish for the time, but it's been abandoned for unknown decades and moss and vines choked its exterior, barely concealing cracked walls and dust-clouded glass. Hey, where the heck you taking me? This ain't my house. Before you can approach, the door opens and Oscar's head pokes out from the entryway.
Hello? Oh, sorry if I startled y'all. The walls here are worn down enough that I could hear you coming from a block away.
Good morning, Oscar. I just thought we'd stop by to check in.
Thank goodness, you found Pixel. Rosalina's been beside herself.
Oscar's voice is tired. He's had a long night, and it shows, his graying face seemingly having aged in the hours since he last saw him.
Please, come on in.
We brought you a Pixel.
Pixel, he's okay.
Aww. Yep, that's where you need to be. Rosalina rushes forward, taking Pixel from your arms and hugging him close to her chest. How are you all holding up?
I'm doing all right. Rosalina is... I'm fine. Things could be worse. It really isn't as run down as it looks, and it's got all kinds of weird little features, like an intercom and a jacuzzi. Of course, none of them are really usable with the state of the place. We've turned on the water, and the pipes still work, at the very least. Though I won't be drinking out of them until I've tested what comes out.
Say this place is like a jacuzzi? Can I try it? You can always try going on a rescue mission for some of your stuff. What's gonna happen to your career now the library's closed? You ever seen Stella? She went missing after the ghost hunt last night. Can't get a hold of her. Wasn't sure. Sorry about the house, but I wasn't about to trust a ghost's bargain. Sorry about the house. I didn't think it was a fair trade. House is actually pretty sweet. I thought it would be much worse. Apologize on behalf of my cousin for making you stay here. So playing Oscar's gotta be something we can do to make things right. Try to see if I can get Tabitha to set you up somewhere nicer. So cool my cousin let you stay in this rad place for free. Wow. Okay, we can be an asshole if we want to be. Do we want to offer to go on a rescue mission for some of their stuff?
I don't know, maybe.
Oh, what's going to happen to your career now that the library is closed? Yeah, do you have any plans, Oscar? Rosalina's eyes burn a hole into your head.
That's a good question. I was up all night wondering the same thing.
Rosalina ain't gonna forgive us for not giving up however many years of our life for their home, huh? Which, yeah, you know what? If I was on the other end of that, I could understand that.
If things stay the way they are right now, it's essentially like the library burned down. The books are inaccessible, the building is unsalvageable. I don't even know what I would put on the insurance forms or how I would explain this to the library board, so for the time being, I'm not saying anything. I'm just going to do everything in my power to get it back before anyone has to know it was ever closed. Maybe we do offer a rescue mission.
You want to try going on a rescue mission for some of your stuff?
No, absolutely not. No one is going back in there until we have a thoroughly researched plan of action. This goes especially for you, Relatable. Who knows if you'd be able to leave again?
How about no one's going back in there, period? We should all just agree to leave the library alone, possibly forever. We should ask about Stella, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Have any of you seen Stella since last night? She went missing after the ghost hunt last night and we can't get a hold of her.
She hasn't gotten in touch with any of you?
She's trying to freak out a little. I really care about her and she's just gone. I'm guessing that's a no. Nope, we have no clue where she's gone. But I'd be asking if she had. No, we have no clue where she's gone.
That's not good. I haven't seen her since she ran off last night. I feel terrible. I should have done a better job warning her.
Stella was practically banging down your door trying to get evidence of ghosts. I don't think you were going to be able to stop her. There was no way you could have known how she would react when she found it. I don't even think she knew how she'd react. Besides, you didn't know how bad it was going to get. You can't blame yourself for everything, man. I know you probably feel like it's your responsibility to make sure everyone around you is okay, but sometimes it's just not going to be possible. You're only one guy.
Fucking foreshadowing.
God, they keep doing it.
Oh, no.
So who do we think is going to die by the end of this, huh?
Oh, I don't know, but it'll be our fault.
Yep.
You're right.
Now I'm really starting to worry. Sounds like no one in town has seen her. That doesn't mean something bad has happened. But it doesn't exactly sound like it's all sunshine and roses for her either.
Sorry that I can't be more helpful.
Sorry about the house. Wasn't about to trust it. Sorry about the house. I didn't think it was a fair trade. I don't feel like we should make excuses here. I'd like to apologize on behalf of my cousin. What's the plan? Something we can do to make things right. Get Tabitha to set you up somewhere nice. It's so cool, my cousin. Or do we just? I don't feel like there's nothing we can say here that's gonna be.
Fair enough.
You remain silent. So what's your plan from here? Gonna stay and fix the place up? I don't think fixing this place up is even possible. It's got a cool vibe, sure, but it's also rotting from the inside out.
We don't plan on staying here for long. I've run from my problems long enough. One way or another, I'm going to get the library back. I don't care what it takes. I'm not letting that creature get the last laugh.
I'm both really that's really encouraging to hear from you and also a little worrisome.
Yeah.
Because if he follows that line of logic long enough, there's going to become a point where he decides the best course of action will be to kidnap us and give us to the ghost.
Yeah. Because it would work.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm both very supportive of this attitude and also very cautious now.
Sure, that went so great the first time. I've had it with the big talk. I'm going to my room. Let me know if you actually manage to accomplish anything, or if we'll have to move to some tent in the woods next.
Oof. I mean, yeah, but oof. Rosalina storms off. As she
Storm
leaves
count one.
Huh?
Storm count 1.
She leaves. Oscar's shoulders seem to unclench, attention leaving him as he sighs dejectedly.
Let's go outside and give her some space. I have to make things right. I'm not letting external forces shape my life anymore. It's time to face this thing head on. No more running away and pretending nothing is wrong. For Rosalina. I've been thinking, as far as I'm aware, there was nothing paranormal going on in Scarlet Hollow before very recently.
Oh no. Okay.
Now here we are, suddenly surrounded by weird little goblin creatures in the woods, while entire buildings are taken over by supernatural creatures.
Okay.
You think there was an inciting event, right?
I do.
Okay. Bracing.
It's my thought too. It was never like this in the holler before. Something must have happened that kicked off all this magic stuff.
Avery stares at you. I mean, it's obvious, right? Things only started happening once Relatable got here. Kanika shoots Avery a glare.
No, we are not throwing Relatable under the bus.
What? There's nothing wrong with being a magical catalyst.
Sure, there's probably nothing wrong with being a magical catalyst, but there's definitely something wrong with saying someone's a magical catalyst. People get the wrong idea. We're only a couple steps away from the whole town deciding to shaw them.
Shit, I don't know what that means now.
Nobody's going to drag Relatable into a witch hunt on my watch.
I like to think we've outgrown the days of running people out of town on rails.
That's absolutely going to happen in one ending, isn't it? What if you get an ending where you piss off everyone in the town so thoroughly that they do shaw you?
I'd rather play it safe.
Don't worry, it's not like I'm going to run around town telling everyone that Relatable magicked a bunch of terrible disasters into existence. But if there's a catalyst for all this, why wouldn't it be a lost Scarlet finally coming home to Scarlet Hollow?
If I may, Relatable getting into town isn't the only major event that's happened lately. Pearl Ann died over a week ago, and those creatures in the woods were already reproducing by the time they got to town.
I love our Ace Attorney investigation theme here.
Yeah. Not to mention I started seeing things in our house before Pearl Ann passed. I think. I never thought to make a note of exactly when the spirit made itself known. Whatever the cause of this is, there must be some way to put this genie back in the bottle. I'm going to do my best to find out if there have ever been any similar events, and whether there's anything special about Scarlet Hollow that might explain what's going on. The town archives are unfortunately in the library. Rosalina had been pestering me to make some sort of digital backup for months, but I never got around to it, so online sources it is.
We'll fill you in on what little we know so you at least have someplace to start.
Stone seals, I think, is important.
Yeah.
Been finding these weird stone seals. There was one in the mines and another in your basement. There might be more.
These are those carvings you mentioned last night, right? To think there was something like that under my house all this time, and to think someone must have put it there, but who? This gives me quite a few threads to follow. Thank you, Relatable.
Relatable, didn't you say you felt something similar to the mine seal outside the clinic yesterday? Hope that didn't mean something weird is about to happen there, too.
Uh-oh. Losing the library is already a blow, but losing the only doctor's office in town seems like it would be bad.
Here's hoping we can sort things out before that becomes an issue.
Work with some sort of cult. Make sure Pixel stays inside or it might get grabbed by ditchlings. We should follow up on this. I do think there's something in the clinic.
Yeah.
I do think that there is something inside the clinic. There was this door yesterday, and I could feel something pulling me toward it. Right, I'd almost forgotten after everything that happened yesterday. You said there was something there that reminded you of the mines, right?
I see. I'll dig up what I can on the clinic. There's a lot of history there. I wouldn't be surprised if there's something haunting that place as well.
You have a friend that lives there, right? Should we tell him that something bad might happen in his house? Might want to stay someplace else for now if the last few nights are any indication.
Yeah, I can shoot Reese a warning text, but I don't know if his mom will let him leave. Got an iron grip on the poor dude, and she's probably even more of a skeptic than I am, or was.
One way or another, I'm going to find out myself back... One way or another, I'm going to find myself back there soon enough. It's faint, but I can still feel the pull of that clinic door, and it's only getting stronger.
Yeah.
We need to get Reese out of there before something bad happens. Reese mentioned a movie night, right? Perfect cover for an investigation. Investigate the clinic. I'm sure Reese will be fine. I'm going to bring it to the clinic and see what I find.
Mystic.
One way or another, I'm going to find myself back there soon enough. It's faint, but I can still feel the pull of that clinic door, and it's only getting stronger.
You're not planning on breaking in, are you? Because if so... Nope, you are not going to do that. Let's not have a repeat of last night. We should be more cautious about what we do next. We don't want anyone to get attacked or possessed by any more ghosts, even if it is to help a friend.
I don't know if we have time to play it safe, though.
Just give me a day or two to do some research before you do anything rash, okay?
Or this could be the work of some kind of... Make sure Pixel stays inside or might get grabbed by ditchlings.
The ditchlings are those things from the woods, right? With those faces?
Yeah, the anguished doughboys. Kind of like them. It's like a hidden object game out there today with all the weird little faces peering out of the bushes. Like them? Are we talking about the same creatures that have been laying eggs in the local wildlife? I don't want to get friendly with them or anything. I just think they're kind of interesting. To each their own. Some dogs kept him safe. Like a gang of dogs? I know it sounds ridiculous, but we saw it with our own eyes.
A gang of dogs. I suppose stranger things have happened. This very week, in fact, but we'll make sure he stays safe.
Not going to bring up the part where we talk to them, huh? All right, that's fine, that's fine. Wonder if this could be the work of some sort of cult. Do we have a reason to believe it's a cult?
No.
Do we want to bring...
We should bring it up.
Okay. Wonder if this could be the work of some kind of cult. You mentioned something like that at the library the other day. There was a cult in Scarlet Hollow. I feel like I'd know about it. Know any local cults that could be... I think the cops are in on it.
Maybe it has something to do with the church and the pastor. And
we know to be suspicious of the pastor, but we don't know why.
Yeah.
So the only real solid thing we can say is the cops are probably in on it, based on our experience with Duke. I think we could do that. And for all I know, all of you are in on it. What do you think?
Yeah, cops or the church or whatever.
Let's do the cops, because I don't feel like we have enough to go on with the... I think the cops are in on it. Someone who spends a lot of quality time with Scarlet Hollow's finest. Those fellas couldn't keep a secret to save their lives. Want to believe some of the things I overheard while pouring coffee, but never any mention of some secret society or weird religious cult, unless bowling counts. Bowling could be cover for something, but they just seem so... What's the word I'm looking for?
Ineffectual.
Exactly. Even if they are part of a cult, I doubt we'd really have to worry about them. Whatever we're doing next, I feel like we're missing a vital team member. We need to find Stella fast. We're burning daylight. Let's head out. Got something to work on for now. We should turn back to looking for Stella. Cool. Yeah. All right, gang. Sounds like you got something to work on for now. We should get back to looking for Stella.
I do. Thanks for the lead, Relatable.
See you around, Oscar. Let us know what you find.
I will. We're going to get the library back, and we're going to figure out how to fix whatever's wrong with this town.
At least it's probably not haunted is the name of that achievement. I like the idea of doing a run where you don't have any of the polite conversation enders and you just remain silent when you're done and walk and see if anyone picks up on like, oh, I guess we're done. They stopped talking, so we must be done now.
I do want to know what happens in a run where you always remain silent when you're given the option. You just get here and then stand there in sullen silence at all times while horrifying things begin to happen around you.
Yep. It might not come across if you've only watched this playthrough of the game, but if you've watched and compared this to other ones, you'll notice that like there are a lot of like the dev team put a lot of effort into developing how characters respond to what you do and what you do. And like I would not be surprised if something like that was something they found a way to take into account. So that's Oscar. Any other ideas? Anyway, I just said they were part of a cult, but we should go to the cops, right? Check out the diner. Check out the diner. Good idea. Folks tend to congregate there. Maybe we'll run into someone who's seen Stella. Here's hoping Winnie doesn't try to rope me into clocking in early, though. The diner is busier than you've ever seen it. The small booths are packed with miners. Booths? Booths? What's going on here? There's a strike up at the mines. They made the diner their base of operations. Huh, good for them. About time something like this happened.
Who was Winnie?
Well, you know what? I'm the other two characters.
Yeah, you've been every character, it feels like, this time.
I'm sorry that we're hanging out with the two characters I voiced.
Yeah, I'm sorry that you're stuck voicing everybody.
You should be Winnie then.
Okay. When you asked for the morning off, I didn't think you'd be showing up with friends.
Oh, bother. Sorry, Aunt Winnie. No, Stella's gone missing and I've been helping these two track her down. You haven't seen her, have you?
Don't you apologize, and I can't say I have. I've been a little preoccupied.
Fair enough.
This is great for business. These fellas can have as much free coffee as they can drink if they keep piling in like this. Do you need any help?
Do you need any help?
Sorry. No, Sal and I can handle this. One of your friends going missing is more important than a busy shift.
Yeah. The miners don't even notice you enter the diner, and instead of speaking in hushed voices, argue with each other loudly enough for you to easily overhear. I guess the shift schedules are pretty brutal. I like more vacation days. I'd love to be able to see my family around the holidays, and better health benefits would be amazing. What if she decides to fire all of us?
You're only a year or so into the work, and trust me, the longer it goes on, the more it sucks the life out of you. At first, you're just unhappy, but you figure you can weather it till you find something better. A paycheck's a paycheck. Next thing you know, you've lost years of your life to a company that doesn't give a solitary shit about you. That uses up every free second it can suck out of its workers and pays us just enough to survive, but not so much that we can ever save enough to get the hell out.
But we could get fired for this. I really need the paycheck. I can't get fired, and the company housing, that makes a big difference for me.
Right, the company housing. How generous of Tabitha to put you up in a company-owned shack that ain't had maintenance done in decades, taking a big chunk right out of your paycheck that sure as shit ain't going toward property tax and upkeep alone. The company housing that means almost nobody in this whole damn town owns the place they live.
We have numbers on our side, Harrison. After what happened up there the other night, the damn near everyone's joining the picket line.
They can't afford to lose us all. We have the power here so long as we're united.
It might be rude of us to just kind of drop in and be like, "Hey, so I'm the cousin of the person who's you're striking against. What's up? What's going on?" I guess we could ask about Stella. Like
Yeah.
that's a reasonable thing to. Hey, have any of you seen Stella? She's missing. Minus turned toward the doorway, all eyes glaring at you in unison. The YouTuber?
No, we ain't seen it. As you can see, we've got a lot going on today. We'd appreciate it if you didn't butt in.
Harrison's voice drops to a barely audible mumble. I hope she's okay.
Fair enough. Seems like they do not want us to butt in.
That is fine. All right. Well, that's valid. Thank you. We asked the question that seemed pertinent to ask, and I think that's all we can reasonably ask of them for their time.
Yep.
Guess we should get going. Got an achievement unlocked. What's the buzz? Tell me what's a happening. What's the buzz? Tell me what's a happening. What? God. Listening to Jesus Christ Superstar at a very young age just means it will never leave your mind ever. Don't let your kids listen to musicals. That's the real takeaway here. You turn to leave the diner, Avery and Kanika trailing close behind you. Still no sign of Stella.
Should we check out the church? We have not visited the church yet.
Should go check out the church. The church? Why? I see what you're thinking. Stella was confronted with evidence of the afterlife, so she might try getting into all that religious stuff. It's worth checking out. Think we'd be barking up the wrong tree, but I guess you're right. There's no point in not being thorough. Wouldn't mind stocking up on some holy water while we're there, too. Seems like a good idea to cover all our bases at this point. I don't think Baptists do the holy water thing, but I'm sure Pastor Daniel would pretend to bless some water if that meant keeping us around a little longer. That's good enough for me. Let's not linger, though. I don't want him thinking we're possible converts. Kanika leads the way, taking you up the gradual slope toward the church. You know, I've lived here for a few years now, and I've never actually been to the church. Probably for a good reason. Where is that little weirdo? My, 4 visitors at once on a Thursday? This is unprecedented.
4?
4 at once on a Thursday. Oh, that's interesting. Do you want to take over one of the characters?
Who would you like me to take over?
You want to be Kanika?
Sure.
And because...
But there are only 3 of us. Oh no, were we followed by a ditchling?
God damn it. You know what? Take Zane. Take Zane.
Okay. Sup, old people?
Zane with the T-shirt that has his name on it.
Yeah.
I love Zane. Oh, it's just Zane. What are you doing here?
All the glimpses of death I've had in the past 2 days have forced me into the midst of an existential crisis, my dudes. I wanted to see if faith held any answers for me. Alas, I have not yet found the solace I seek.
Give it time, Zane. Sometimes takes a while for the Lord to work his way into your heart, but when he does, you won't regret letting him in. Be sure to look over those pamphlets I gave you, and of course, I'm Always here if you need a little talk.
Sure thing, Pastor D. Peace, y'all.
Anyway. Oh, okay, you can be Kanika again.
Okay. Anyway, we're looking for Stella. She wandered off last night and no one has seen her since. We're starting to get pretty worried. We hoped maybe you or Janie had seen her.
I can't speak for Janie, but I'm afraid I've seen neither hide nor hair of Stella. If you'd like to talk to my wife, she's just over by the alpacas. Though relatable, I was hoping we might talk in private.
No, sure.
I'm curious.
Why does it have to be in private? Sure, what's up? Because very intentionally, our mystical gave us a bad vibe from him.
Yeah.
So I feel like it'd be silly of us to ignore that.
Yeah. Why does it have to be in private?
Why does it have to be in private?
It's a personal matter. I'd rather folks not pry on this. I won't bite or anything, I promise. We can talk right here in the open.
His smile.
Yeah.
I guess we'll leave you to it while we check in with Janie.
See you in a minute. No, don't! I didn't realize that would commit us to talking to him.
We're out in the open. They're right down the way.
Yep. Your friends head
I
off
wanna
towards
know.
Janie and the alpacas, leaving you alone with the nervous pastor.
I had a chat with the mayor yesterday, and I heard you did too, so I'm so glad that you came. I never met anyone else who could hear them. No idea how long I thought I must have had some kind of insanity. Thought even one point it must have been the Lord himself talking to me through them.
Shit, right, that's what we thought, because we think that he managed to suss out that we could talk to animals.
Mm-hmm.
It's all coming back to me now.
I never had anything insightful to say, so I was disavowed of that pretty early on.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Telling me you can also... But I thought I was the only one. Are you sure we're actually talking to animals? Have we been cursed? Why do we suffer this fate? We met Frau, Gretchen, Pixel? Express how much of a relief it is to finally meet someone else like me. Hope you don't think the two of us sharing the gift means that we're friends. Hope you know this means the two of us are bonded for life. Best friends, nobody else understands what it's like to be us. Does Janie know? Great, the one person I met who shares my talent is a religious weirdo. Whoa, 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 whoa. Are we sure that we're actually talking to animals?
That is a good question.
That is a fascinating question. But also, do we want to talk with him?
Yes, I want to know what he knows.
Okay, cool. So how
The
would you like...
fact that we have a bad vibe about him is precisely why I want to know what
You're
he
right.
knows.
You're right. I'm thinking about this entirely
Yeah,
the wrong
let's
way.
do some of the explore options.
Should we start with...
I'm cool with actually talking to animals.
So are we sure we're actually talking to animals then?
Now that I know there are at least two of us, I have no doubt. There's definitely been some times in my life when I thought I might just be insane, but it's so consistent. I never exhibited any other signs of insanity. Most doubting moments I've considered the possibility that other entities may be using the animals to confuse my faith, but besides a particularly vicious hamster I had growing up, the most animals ever tried to convince me to do is give them more food. I somehow doubt they're puppets for an otherworldly evil, unless that otherworldly evil wants me to overfeed my pets. Have we been cursed? Why must we suffer this fate? Have you met Frau Gretchen?
Yeah.
Have you met Frou, Gretchen, Pixel?
Of course I have, but I learned early on in life not to let on that I have this gift. At least while other humans are around, so I haven't spoken with any of them. Though I get the feeling Frau didn't talk to me even if she knew I could understand her. Tried to befriend the alpaca when no one else is around. Emphasis on try. They're surprisingly clicky.
Oh, look, you can see him off in the background there.
Besides that, I try to maintain a low profile, only chatting with the wildlife when I'm sure no one is looking.
Have we been cursed? Why do we suffer this fate?
I don't think it's a curse. It can be annoying at times, but so can talking to people, right? Not that I feel that way very often, of course. As a servant of God, I'm always ready and willing to talk with my fellow man about anything they need to discuss. Spiritually, I've always rationalized it as God's sign that I should spread his word to even the beasts of his world. I had mixed results. Seems the alpacas prefer Catholicism, which they know about somehow, and birds tend to be incredibly heretical.
Oh, I love this game. That's fantastic.
Physically, I wish I had answers. I wish I could approach a scientist about this without becoming a research experiment. I prefer to keep quiet at my doctor's visits. Can't risk being locked away or altered in some permanent way. Not when I have a family to take care of.
I can't believe the birds are all Cathars and Gnostics. Birds were expelled at the Council of Nicaea.
Does Janie know?
That's a good question.
Does Janie know?
No, I don't believe there would be secrets. I don't believe there should be secrets between man and wife, so I'll have to tell her one day, but there hasn't been a good time yet. Building a life in Scarlet Hollow has been a difficult process, and the last thing I need to do is to have the stress of her husband being some kind of circus act. Tulip, on the other hand, I'm starting to have my suspicions she might share this gift. There's some particularly nasty rats in the church lately, and she said some things that have led me to believe she might be able to understand them. She's interrupted by the sounds of a snapping twig and a high-pitched giggle, partly muffled by the underbrush at the edge of the property. Tulip, come on out of there. You know you're not supposed to play in the woods. Tulip glances back into the woods, quiet as she hesitates. Tulip, are you going to be good, or are we going to skip story time tonight?
I'll be good. You don't have to skip story time. I won't go into the woods, I promise.
I know you won't, Tulip, because you know it's too dangerous for little girls in there. Why don't you go help Mama with the alpacas? It's about time they got fed. You can give them hay. Oh, she is very happy. Tulip smiles broadly, seemingly excited by the prospect, and hurries off.
I love the alpacas. They teach me about the catechism.
I'm so glad that... Can we try to convert the alpaca? Sorry, I had a firm parenting moment just then. She's been trying to run off into those woods a lot lately. It's really dangerous even for adults. Massive trash dump not too far past the trees, but it must be at least 50 years old, so it's all grown over and looks like it's part of the landscape. Instantly walk on it, you might find yourself falling into a hip-deep mound of rusted cans and broken glass. Oh, Tetanus Lake, Stella. What, a week and a hard work cleared out? Oh, being very clear that we are willing to have a conversation, but not willing to, but will absolutely be aloof. Oh, Tetanus Lake, Stella told me about it. Tetanus Lake, that's an accurate name. Wonder if Tulip would stay away if I started calling it that, or if it'll only make it sound more alluring. So how big a trash dump are we talking? Will like a week and a hard work clear it out? Maybe if you had construction equipment and a team of professionals. It's a big area, and I have no idea how deep it goes. In the meantime, I'm just making sure Tulip knows not to go near it. What were you saying about the church rats? Ah, yes. The rats. Please, please, please tell me we get to talk to rats at some point.
We are the rats.
Please.
We are the rats.
Please. Please.
I'm the big rat that
I
makes
don't
all
ask
the
much
rules.
of you, Scarlet Hollow dev team, but please let there be a moment where I get to talk to the rats in this game. So you and I are used to the sort of chatter we hear from wildlife. It's usually nothing that needs to be paid attention to, but these rats, there's something sinister about them. They must be huge, judging by the sound of them scurrying around in there. Tulip never shown evidence of the ability before. She's never responded when the alpacas or get engaged in conversation with birds. Oh, and in retrospect, she could have been hiding it the way I did growing up. 'Cause I know she's been talking to the rats. She calls them her friends and has been drawing all these pictures of them, really ghastly things. I try to bring it up with her, but she just gets this little smile and doesn't say a word. It's like it's her fun little secret. It's all innocent enough in the grand scheme of things, but I'm pretty sure they also live out in that trash heap. And ever since she started talking about her friend, she's been trying to sneak out there. Concerned she's gonna get hurt or catch some kind of disease. Yeah, are you sure they're rats and
That's
not,
a great question.
and not,
yeah.
ditchlings? What have they been saying? They have to goad me into crying or becoming depressed. They watch me through the unseen holes and make fun of me and try to figure out how to press my buttons. It's annoying, but easily enough to block out, especially when I'm praying. I don't think they're a good influence on Tulip, though. She's gotten quiet and secretive ever since talking to them. And to think that what they say to her when I'm not around to hear. You ever actually seen them? No, but I don't need to. I lived in a dorm that had rats once. You never see them, but church has all the signs of infestation. There's no mistaking the sound of little creatures stampeding through the walls. That's some humane rat traps, but they're too smart for him. All it's done is waste peanut butter. I caught a possum one. Poor thing. Possums are never very bright, but at least got a nice big scoop of peanut butter out of the old deal. If you hurt Dustin, has Janie heard them? Not in church very often. She's usually down in town doing her jobs until late, and we spend our evenings in the house, just me and Tulip all day long. Janie knows Tulip made some strange little friends, but she thinks it's an imagination game. Hoping to sort out the rat issue before she can get suspicious, but they're persistent, so I may have to hire an exterminator if I can get the money for one. Oh, it doesn't have to come to that. You sure they're rats?
Yeah.
I think so. The pastor shifts uncomfortably for a moment. This means that we're not going to get to talk to rats, unfortunately. But it does mean that if the ditchlings show up later, you know what voice they're getting. I hope so. You think I could do that? Talk to about the gift. Sure, both of us could have used some guidance growing up. I don't want to be like too buddy-buddy with this guy, but like that's not an unreasonable piece of advice to give. Like, she's like this because you won't talk to her about it, you know? Should talk to her about the gift. I'm sure both of us could have used some guidance growing up. You're right. I grew up with this ability. If anyone can help her understand not to engage with the evil little creatures like the rats that are eating God's house from the inside out, it's me. I can handle this. In the corner of your eye, you see Kanika and Avery walking back to the two of you. They must have finished talking to Janie.
Janie says she hasn't seen Stella either, so we'd better get going.
Thanks for suggesting we head up here, Relatable. Got to feed the alpacas, and they were so cute and soft, it was awesome. And Janie says she'll come by the diner with cookies for the miners, and a few extra for me, of course.
She's so nice. She even offered to bring me some since I'm feeling under the weather. Hope your talk with the pastor went well?
Yeah, we had a great conversation. I appreciate you all stopping by, even if it wasn't under the best circumstances. I'll let y'all be on your way. I hope Stella turns up soon. I'll put in some good prayers with the big man for her.
All right, thanks. See ya.
The big man is just a man, but scaled up.
Yeah, there's just this really large guy just hanging out in the church. It's like, hey, I'm the big man.
Just like a 1.3 to 1 ratio man.
The pastor put in a good word for you.
Kanika and Avery start back down the path to town and you follow. Achievement unlocked. The smallest church in Scarlet Hollow. So, what was that about? He seemed pretty insistent on talking to you alone. Yeah, he didn't say anything weird, did he?
Are you Kanika again?
Oh, you can be Kanika.
It's fine if you are. I just don't know. I don't know.
No, you should be Kanika as long as we're like, because if we're hanging out with the two of them for the day, then
okay.
I don't want it to just be me talking to me.
Okay.
Nosy aren't. I don't think that's our secret to reveal. Is the thing.
Yeah. I
wish there was a way to say like he didn't say anything weird, but we don't want to.
Yeah, I wonder about the tulip one. Doesn't say anything about talking to animals. I wonder if that's sufficiently oblique.
Well, here's the other thing: is that it did circle back to involving the ditchlings.
Yeah,
which is something that they do have a stake in.
Yeah, and that's why I was wondering: is this sufficiently at a sufficient distance that we can say that and not?
Yeah, let's go with that because that way it gives them an indication that there is something going on there, but we don't have to specifically say the like.
Yeah,
yeah, because I don't want to out him. That's his choice. Tulips apparently made some weird imaginary friends. We might want to check it out later this week.
Kids make up imaginary friends all the time.
Pastor Daniel says there's a rat infestation in the church and that the rats are her friends. I don't know, it seemed weird. Should have known we'd have to deal with the spooky kid at some point.
Okay, as much as I'd hate going back there, I guess that's a loose lead. If we don't have anything else to investigate once we've found Stella and...
Kanika pauses.
Once we've checked out the clinic, then maybe we can look around the church.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Let's not get too distracted until we find Stella, though. Where to next?
Let's not get too distracted until we found Stella, pacing furiously all over town, going everywhere. Want to go to the mines?
Sure, fuck it.
Let's go to the mines.
I guess there's a decent chance Stella went to find your cousin. I can't say I get it, but it's definitely something she would do.
You don't see it? Oh, come on. The two of them had such a dynamic, classic dog and cat situation.
Come on, I'll drive us.
You follow Kanika to her van. It isn't long before you find yourselves outside the Scarlet Mines. A wall of bodies, picket signs, and megaphones hand in hand forms a human barricade around the entrance to the Scarlet Mines.
I hope it's not weird to talk to them while they're in the middle of all this.
Don't worry, I know these guys. Most of them are in the... Avery, Oh, I see. You're off to the side so we can see more.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. Most of them in the diner at least a couple days a week. They'll be chill.
Okay, but the signs...
I can't read that.
Better hours now or none at all? Scarlet, more like toilet. Got him. I can't read this one, though. I am unhappy with the...
Yeah, I can't read that one
Yeah.
from this distance.
Will they be chill talking to Tabitha's cousin, though? Well, if it isn't the boss's cousin. All right, yeah, yeah.
Oh, hey, the cops are also here.
Oh,
I
there we
just
go. That answers our
realized.
question. All right, you should be Davis.
You might have fooled us the other day, but word gets around fast.
Hell and well met, fellow countrymen. What goes on here? Shouldn't be taking those kids out of the mud. Whoa. More of the cops here. I need to see Stella. She's missing. I need to talk to Tabitha.
How goes the strike? How's it going?
How goes the strike?
Wait, which one did I just be? I was
You
Davis.
can be the miners.
Okay. Wouldn't you like to know? You can see for yourself. It's going strong. A major collapse happened on the property not 2 days ago, and the boss wants us to go on about our work as usual. I'm not going back down there, knowing death or serious bodily harm could come at any second. I care more about living than I do about any paycheck. There's a lot that could stand to change around here, and it seems like damn near everybody else thinks so too. What are your grievances?
Y'all are just being greedy. Tabitha works hard for her money. She's the reason you all even have jobs to begin with. Good, Tabitha had this coming. Poor Tabitha, she's had a tough week. Mind you folks, 100%. I have no horse in this race. Just got the town a few days ago and have no allegiances. But if an escalation, you try talking to her first, leave it at that. Let's, what are the grievances?
Yeah. We'd like competitive pay, 8-hour shifts instead of 12 or more, improvements to the sick day and vacation policies, and a thorough safety inspection before any of us step foot underground again. That collapse was way too close to the active mine for me to feel safe down there until I know for sure I won't wind up buried under 2 tons of rock. This place is supported by the labor of folks who were too desperate for work to care about the conditions they work under. It runs them ragged, then spits them out when they're too broken to keep going. I've seen it time and time again. We're going to change things. There's no reason we should be treated like we're a disposable workforce. If we're the ones making her money, we should be making money too, not just scraping by.
That's a lot of grievances. Working here seems pretty tough, huh?
Yeah,
Do you think Tabitha can even make those changes without the mines going under?
I'm sure she can figure it out.
I'm not saying she's a bad boss. People clearly aren't happy with her, but coal's getting used less and less. I've seen that old Scarlet house. It's practically condemned. She has money to spare. Where's it going, huh?
I really didn't peg you as someone who'd go to bat for Tabitha.
I'm not. I'm just trying to get the full picture here. And if the mine fails, I don't see how Aunt Winnie's diner doesn't fail with it.
Okay, but that's the whole problem. A single family shouldn't be able to hold an entire town hostage.
Sorry.
The workers need a say in the business.
Fair enough. That's it. Look, I need to talk to my cousin. Be happy to pass along. Just being greedy. Good, Tabitha had this coming. Poor Tabitha, she's had a tough week. Behind you folks, 100%. Horse in this race. Bit of escalation. Do we want to put our chip in this, or do we want to just move on?
We're probably not getting through that picket line.
Right, but like, do we want to like say like, yeah?
Oh, that's what you meant. I thought you meant the option that you were hovering over at the time.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure.
Where do we want to fall here? We want to get like, I'm behind you folks 100%.
Sure, pro-labor. Fuck it.
Yeah. Behind you folks 100%.
Good to hear even the boss's cousin is on our side. We appreciate it, especially if there's anything you can do to get her to start negotiating. If there's pressure from almost her entire staff, the parents of those poor kids, and her own family, this strike might be over real soon. Y'all sure we should be putting any trust in the boss's cousin? Might just be trying to get information out of us. That doesn't matter now. It's too late to stop what's already in motion. We hold all the cards. Doesn't matter how many cops Mrs. Scarlet sends out here, she can't scare us.
Shouldn't you be taking those kids? No, that's not.
Yeah, no.
No. Any word about those kids? Can we visit the dig site? Why are the cops here? You've seen Stella, she's missing.
I feel like asking about the kids is reasonable.
Any word about the kids?
We heard voices, so we know they're alive. Now we just have to get them out.
You heard voices. You heard voices.
They're alive? That's amazing. They must be so scared down there. We got a team working in shifts to dig them out. We may be striking, but that just means we're not making the boss any money. Not that we won't do everything we can for kids who need us.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. If you visit the dig site, that's probably not safe.
Yeah.
Why are the cops? Do you want to, like, why are the cops here?
Sure.
Why are the cops here? Miss Scarlet requested we supervise the situation. Mine sorts a lot of jobs in town, and she wanted to make sure nobody did anything hasty while expressing their concerns.
That's a polite way of saying they're here to intimidate us. A little reminder from the boss that she owns more than just the coal mines. Simmer down. Nobody's here to intimidate anyone, but the Scarlet Mines are private property. Ms. Scarlet has every right to request some oversight during a tense situation. There's a lot more of us than there are of you.
And I guess we should ask about Stella as long as we're here.
Yeah.
Any of you seen Stella? She's missing.
The YouTuber. She's the one on all the banned from property posters, right? We haven't seen her, and we've been out here all day, so we'd know if she'd come by. We'll make sure to keep an eye out. Can't say we'll be much help, though. We'll just be standing around here for the foreseeable future.
Sounds good.
Fair enough.
I need to talk to Tabitha. Do we need to talk to Tabitha right now? Well, here's the thing, is that Stella might be with her. Or, like, it isn't... I don't think that's where she'll be.
Mm-hmm.
But at least Avery seems to think there's not it's not an unreasonable chance.
Yeah. We can ask.
Possible?
Sure, you may be the boss's cousin, but you seem harmless enough. Go ahead.
I don't care if they're okay with you going in. I'm still not crossing a picket line. Besides, I don't think Tabitha would be too happy to see me. I'll just wait by the van while you go talk to her.
Oh, right, we swapped.
Oh, right, sorry, I forgot. Same, everyone who works here is regular at the diner. I don't want to make things weird.
See you on the other side.
Yeah, I get it. We're not here to do work, but we still have to talk with her. It's quiet today, empty beyond the ruckus at the front gate. The trail that serves as Tabitha's office looms above you on the hill. You could visit the dig site. I don't think that's safe, though.
Oh, it's super not.
Remember, let's just, do we want to knock?
We should probably knock before entering.
Walk up to Tabitha's trailer, knock on the door. Wait for a moment. No response. You open the door. Rodriguez the rat is what it think. You want to be Rodriguez here?
Sure. I think I can turn at least a few of the guys, and if you fire Davis... Oh my god, have you heard of knocking? What are you even doing up here? Should I go?
This is her office. What is she? She's got a shotgun up the band. All the posters saying Stella say band. October. Yeah.
Cat calendar. A lot of printed out spreadsheets.
Yep.
Yeah, and make sure no one sees you. No one else, at least.
I missed you this morning. What are you two talking about? You have a minute? It's important. Don't care about the strike. I just came to see you. I'm telling Rodriguez. Are you still at the other miners? Saw nothing. I heard nothing. I don't think we say anything here.
Yeah, let's just ask if she has a minute. We're looking for Stella. We're looking for Stella.
Hey, do you have a minute? It's important.
I really don't, but you're already here, aren't you? Make it quick. Should I? I already said you can leave, Rodriguez. We'll talk more later.
The door clicks closed as Rodriguez leaves Tabitha's office. The instant you're alone, Tabitha rounds on you. She grabs you by the collar, her face close to yours, eyes full of rage, her words a frustrated hiss.
Listen to me, Relatable. Really listen. This isn't some fun little game, okay? This is my life. And if you value yours, you'll keep quiet about what you just saw. I don't care if we're family. I can make the rest of your stay here a living hell if you cross me.
Her grip loosens.
Sorry to get scary for a second. I've just been pushed to the brink this week. I can't have anything else go wrong.
Start crying. We should talk about the strike. We should talk about what just happened in here. No, we're chill. I get it. Hey, I'm on your side. It's completely uncalled for. How dare you touch me like that? Glad you're having such a hard time. Scarlet's finally getting what they deserve.
That was...
Completely uncalled for.
Yeah.
That was completely uncalled for.
I disagree. It doesn't seem like you respond to firm requests, so I've had to escalate to threats. And if this doesn't work, I will follow through on them, so don't try me. What did you come up here to talk about anyway? Just decided you wanted to bother me on the worst possible day to be bothered.
Stella is missing.
Yep.
Stella is missing. Have you seen her?
She's missing?
Yeah. Sorry. We're trying to... Tabitha is quiet for a moment.
I'm sure she'll turn up, but I'll see if I can get a hold of her. Don't think looking for my missing acquaintance gives you a pass to do anything dangerous. You're forbidden from doing risky things, even for what you might think is a good reason.
A wind up or a wind up, those who seek to avoid doomed prophecies often fulfill them through their attempts to be free. I don't think I'm able to judge what's risky or not. Last night was supposed to be a cakewalk. Lie. Okay. You know I do what I want. Promise I'll stay safe. I think we remain silent.
Fair enough.
How do you feel about that? I don't think, as much as I want to do the mystical,
Yeah?
I don't think that's gonna... You say nothing.
At least you're not lying. I can't wait to find out what ridiculous situation you wind up in today.
Want to see how you were doing? She's not gonna... Okay. Love you, bye! All right. That's all we needed to... I think she's made it very clear how she views our relationship right now.
Yep.
I almost don't want to talk about anything else and just, like, turn around and leave.
We can do that.
How does that feel to you?
Fair enough.
That's... Love you, bye! Do you want to say I'm done here, see you around, or just turn and leave?
I feel like at least saying something.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm done here. See you around.
Great. I have a lot of work to do, so don't come poking around up here again. I don't have endless hours of free time to entertain you.
Are you... Yeah, okay, you know what? I don't feel bad about being a dick to her now. You leave the office, the door slamming shut behind you. Picket line. You find Kanika and Avery waiting for you outside.
You don't look like you've found any new leads.
Look back at the striking miners. It will come back to us. Here's the thing. Are we willing to put ourselves on the line for this? I want to say yes because my feelings about my feelings about labor are very...
You can say yes.
But she is the one who is in charge of our stay here for this weekend. Do we have the agency to do this?
And there's a button. There's a button that says to do it. We have the agency if we want to.
What do you think?
I don't know.
What do you think about her threats?
I don't know. I legitimately don't know.
Like, we haven't had a good time of making Tabitha very friendly towards us.
Mm-hmm.
And now she's actively threatened us.
Mm-hmm.
She might be family, and she might be putting us up, but I don't really care.
Fair enough.
How do you feel?
That sounds like that.
I think we absolutely have to warn them.
Yeah, let's do that.
Is there a way to... Hey, Davis, Rodriguez is trying to get Tabitha to fire you to break the strike.
That little rat. We'll figure out what to do about him later. In the meanwhile, we should get a rundown of who he's been talking to, see if we need to shore up any loose links. Thanks for letting us know. It's appreciated. Whoa, I didn't expect you to share something like that. Normally, I'm not a fan of snitches, but snitching on a snitch seems like fair game to me.
Don't worry about Tabitha finding out. Your secret's safe with us.
It feels like we've done our due diligence here. Come on, I'll drive us back to town and we can figure out our next move from there. Where to next?
I can't wait to see how that comes back to bite us in the ass, but also, you know what? Big swings. Big
Yep.
swings. If you don't take the big swings, then you're just going to get a very middle-of-the-road experience, right?
Yeah. We should absolutely click go to the cops now that we know they're not there.
You should go to the cops, right? You sure? Nothing against the officers of Scarlet Hollow, but you met them, right? You think it's worth the trouble?
As unhelpful as they are, we are dealing with a missing person. That's cops stuff. It's probably going to be more of a formality than anything, but there's no point in not covering all our bases.
Right. Okay, yeah. Kanika's attitude mirrors mine here. Although I wonder if they'll... Police station is exactly what you'd expect from a town the size of Scarlet Hollow. It smells strongly of coffee, faintly aged furniture and paper, and the general tidiness speaks of a department that doesn't get much of anything done. But you're also not alone here. You enter to find a worried Beau standing between you and the officer behind the desk. Big Betty wasn't just a pumpkin, Deputy Franklin, sir. She's gonna be a prize winner. Raising her was the last thing me and my daddy did together. She's important to our family.
The Scarlet Hollow police are spread pretty thin at the moment, young man. Any property disputes will have to wait, if indeed there is a dispute to be had. Are you sure it wasn't some animal that took your vegetable?
Sir, you know Mr. Tremaine thinks that land belongs to him. He probably thought Big Betty was his to take. He ain't coming to his door, so for all I know, he might be all the way to the state fair right now with our pumpkin. Ain't there something you could do about it? Franklin seems to turn to you as you enter, though his impenetrable shades make it impossible to judge where he's really looking.
Well, 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 if it isn't relatable. We should lock you up for the stunt you pulled last night. Calling the emergency line as a joke is illegal.
Motherfucker! Alright, so he's like, hey, you want to lock us up for calling the emergency line as a joke. You made a security guy. Stella ran off last night. She's still missing. You managed to find your dad. We know what happened to his dad. Why would we say that? This is about a pumpkin. Weird question, but are you part of a cult? Can you arrest a ghost? We're busy. We'll be on our way.
Can you arrest a ghost?
Weird question. Can you arrest... Remember from yesterday, you're the mayor's security guy.
We also met on Monday. I'm a man of many hats, and all of them give me authority over you, so you best watch yourself.
Alright, so let's do what we came here to do.
Yeah.
Stella ran off last night. She's still missing.
I'm sure she is. Let me guess, this is another attempt at a little prank. No, Mike, it's real. She ran off last night in a state of distress, and no one has heard from her since. We're all pretty worried.
Yeah, I'd never seen her wander off like that before. She didn't even really say anything.
I see. Well, it couldn't hurt to file a missing persons report, but if I find out you were all pulling my leg, there'll be hell to pay.
Deputy Franklin pulls out a few forms from the front desk and holds them out.
If one of you could fill these out, please. I can take care of that. Thank you so much for taking this seriously, Mike. I know Stella has a tendency to go on hiking trips, but this feels different.
She can't be in her right mind going back out to them woods after what happened to my daddy. Sure you couldn't start looking right now? She shouldn't be off on her own. There's so many ditchlings around. Thank you for taking this seriously. Come on, there's gonna be more you could do than just giving us paperwork. Why did we even come here? This was point. I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know.
I don't want to bitch about it.
Fair enough.
Right? We've made enough enemies today with our decision to out Rodriguez. My daddy. Thank you for taking this seriously.
Sure.
Thank you for taking this seriously.
I take everything seriously. Now, is there anything else I can help you with?
Beau, did you manage to find your... What's all this about pumpkin? Julius Tremaine stole Big Betty, and I'm trying to get the police to talk to him.
And I've been telling Mr. Calloway that there's no way to prove who the vegetable in question belonged to. If there's no documentation, it's your word against his. The Calloways and the Tremaines have been at this a long time. Some feud from over a century ago split the families, and they've been at it ever since.
Makes you think Julius stole it. Been claiming Big Betty was his since day one on account of he thinks it was planted on his side of the property. Never been good about the property line, same as every other Tremaine that came before him.
We get our fair share of calls from Mr. Tremaine as well. Not that I'm at liberty to discuss confidential police information. The Calloways and Tremaines have been at this forever. It's practically a part of the town's foundation at this point.
Hoping we get a reprieve from this nonsense after what happened to Daddy, but doesn't look like he's willing to give us any more time to grieve. You know Julius, friend of mine. He's a lot of things. He's definitely a bit of a curmudgeon, but I've never pegged him as a thief. I didn't know Julius ever talked to anybody. Talk is a strong word, but I like to think we have some kind of understanding. So why is the pumpkin so valuable? She was going to get us a blue ribbon. Daddy said she was near 2,000 pounds. Wait, how do you steal that? Supposed to be at State Fair by now, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen this year. And Mr. Tremaine ain't even come to his door to answer for what he done. Just hold up like the coward he is. Well, that doesn't seem sus at all, actually.
Very least, you could give me back some seeds from what's left of her so I can try again next year. I'm important pumpkin to our family. You know, I haven't seen him since Tuesday. He's usually in the diner every day. Not necessarily a big deal for a lot of people, but he never misses his morning Joe. Maybe he isn't a thief. Could be something happened to him. If he ain't the thief, then who stole our pumpkin? Beats me. I just don't think folks should be so quick to jump to conclusions, that's all. That's a great question. How do you even move a 2,000-pound pumpkin?
Yeah.
I don't know how he did it, but he did it.
It could have easily been a bear or a mountain lion, any large animal.
We're no bear, we're hunt folk. We know the signs. It's a man's work, and that means it was Mr. Tremaine. He knew just what to do to hurt our family. Want me to go over there and kick his ass for you? If he's related to Julius, why can't you just put differences aside and get along? Someone's got to be the bigger man. I don't think Bo's asking you to throw Julius in jail or anything. Why can't you look into this? Classic Southern family dispute. Sorry for everything that happened, Bo. I don't really know if we have anything to add to this.
Yeah.
Nothing left to say.
You know, Mike, it sounds like Bo has a real case here. It's not just two neighbors getting angry at each other. Property's been stolen. Couldn't you get involved on his behalf just this once, after everything he's been through? This isn't the first time there's been a theft between the Callaways and Tremaines. We've heard it all, we know exactly how it'll play out. Trust the police to do the policing, man.
First you leave Duke's body in the woods, now you won't even help Bo with his pumpkin? You're ice cold, Deputy Franklin. This is a prize pumpkin we're talking about. Help the guy out. What would it take for the cops to get involved? Expect anything different from Scarlet Hollow's finest? It's like a waste of time. Dispute's pointless. Both families need to get over it.
What would it take?
What would it take for the cops to get involved?
Why are you looking to escalate the situation? None of us are planning on doing any escalating. We're just asking questions. Good, let's keep it that way.
I promise we won't do nothing bad, Mr. Deputy, sir. You know, even if Julius didn't take Big Betty, it might be worth doing a welfare check.
Look, kid, I'd love to help, but the sheriff has a standing order to not step foot on the Tremaine homestead. The man loves his booby traps.
That's never stopped me.
I don't make the rules. You'll have to take it up with Sheriff Hugby.
If I may, sir, ain't that a mite cowardly of you? Thought police officers were supposed to be brave.
This ain't about courage, Mr. Calloway. This is about public safety, and it's about the sheriff's judgment and authority outweighing my own.
Look, I've been to Julius's 100 times. I can tag along, make sure no one gets hurt.
Look, I'll pass it along when he gets back, but he has his hands full right now. I can't make any promises.
Weird question, but can you arrest a ghost? Do you want to piss him off a little bit more?
Can you arrest a ghost? Yeah.
Quick question. Can you arrest a ghost?
So long as we can handcuff it, I don't see why not. Does the ghost have hands? Let's say no.
Yeah, but it's super strong. It's best like 5 people all at once. The library is dangerously haunted right now. There's a ghost in the library?
Avery, there isn't a ghost in the library. There's a gas leak, remember?
Oh, right, yeah, I was joking. No dangerous ghosts in the library, but you also shouldn't go there because of the gas leak.
I see. Here I thought we were doing a thought exercise, but you're all just having a little fun at the expense of the police department. I should have known. I love that he was totally on board with the, well, yeah, I could arrest a ghost.
Yeah, like...
I'll arrest 10 ghosts.
You are a strange man, Deputy Franklin. We'll be on our... Looks like you're busy. We'll be on our way.
Yeah?
Kanika hands the completed report back to Deputy Franklin.
Thank you, ma'am. I'll get this filed right away. Good luck out there.
I hope Miss Richmond is all right and you'll find her soon. Thank you for taking this seriously. We'll be on our way. Silently walk out. Thanks again for taking this seriously, Deputy.
Just doing my job.
Why won't they just do their jobs is the name of that achievement.
Well, at least we filed a report. Still, I guess finding Stella's going to be mostly up to us.
We gotta find out what's been going on with Julius, too. He's been missing from the diner for a few days. It's weird. Usually comes in every single day.
Maybe he's preoccupied with ditchlings.
Man, throat today. Just hope he's okay.
One problem at a time.
Yeah, where to next? Did you consider your next steps? You remember your appointment with Sybil. She seemed to be confident last night that Stella would be okay. Maybe she'll be able to help you find her. And she'd never disparage your gift. Perhaps she's one of the few people in town who can truly understand you. You have to see her. She's the thread tying everything together. She's what will stop this town from falling apart.
Hey, we should talk to your mom. I'm supposed to have tea with her today.
Sure, we can humor her. She's probably going to give you some rocks or bundles of herbs for protection or something, which might actually work. Who knows? Guess there's only one way to find out.
Let's do it. The bells of the general store chime welcomingly as the three of you enter. Kanika, there you are. I'm supposed to stay in bed today, remember? And hello, you two. I hope you both recovered from last night's fiasco.
Sorry, Mom. It's just that Stella's missing and
Stella can take care of herself, unlike you. You need bed rest and lots of fluids. You don't need to go running around town spreading that cold of yours. Go on, get up to bed. I'll be up in a minute with more tea.
I thought you had some kind of important thing to talk to Relatable about. I'm really feeling okay. I want to hear what you wanted to say to them.
You're definitely not up for it after all that running around. Besides, I'll be doing a tea reading. Those always bore you to tears. Go upstairs, sweetie.
Okay, you're right. I'm not feeling well. I should really lie down.
Yes, that's right.
Bye, Relatable.
Kanika turns and heads towards the stairs without saying another word. I'm so sorry to be a bad host, Avery, but I was hoping Relatable and I could do our reading in private. I'm sure Winnie needs help at the diner. Oh, you're right. I totally left her on her own today. Fine by me. Wouldn't want to mess with your tea vibes. I'm sure those leaves are very particular. Well, before I go, I did want to ask, you witch? As flattered as I am, I think that you think I might be magical. I'm just an old lady who likes tea and has a few unusual hobbies. Look, I'm just saying, stuff like tea leaves are pretty witchy as far as I'm concerned, but I won't push it. So just so you know, if you are a witch, you can totally tell us. We'd be cool about it. I'll leave you all to your not supernatural private tea leaf reading. We'll catch up tomorrow, Relatable. Wink. They make their way out of the general store, disappearing down the street in the direction of the diner. I like Avery's vibes so much.
Yeah.
Shall we? Simple motions toward the tea room. Please have a seat. I'll bring you a fresh cup. You take a seat at the small table at the edge of the room. It's dark here, only a sliver of sunlight able to filter through the heavy curtains, supplemented by the bright glow lights over the plant in the corner. Sybil joins you at the table and places a cup in front of you. It smells light and citrusy, with an undercurrent of decaying earth. The same tea you sampled with Avery at the diner on Tuesday.
Do you prefer sativa or indica?
I have no idea what those words mean. Do you want to be Sybil for this scene?
What?
Do you want to do Sybil for this scene since you're the tea person and also so I won't talk to myself?
Sure, if you want me to take over Sybil, I'll take over Sybil.
Sounds good.
This is a special blend. It should help clarify some of the visions you've been getting. I'll be able to do a reading once you're done. Until then, how about we just chat? How did you wind up in Scarlet Hollow?
So how did you wind up in Scarlet Hollow?
Oh, my family's been in these hills for a long time. That's how I know so much of the local flora. Everything I've learned was handed down from generations of hill folk. There hasn't always been a reliable doctor up here, especially not one most folks could afford. They have to figure out their own medicine.
The other day you promised to tell me, what was it? Unsavory tales from my mom's youth?
I most certainly did, though I might have been exaggerating a bit for dramatic effect. I'm prone to do that. In a town this size, you get to know everybody, no matter what the age difference might be. Vivian was a little younger than me, which meant I always had a certain older sister instinct about her.
Oh, really? Tell me more about Vivian.
Her family wasn't good to her. Pearl Ann was a lot like your great-grandmother, Edwardine, which is to say she was not a very kind woman. Similar to Tabitha, but with more social grace and considerably more hatred for her fellow man. But your mother wasn't a shrinking violet either. She was just as stubborn as any other Scarlet, so her family choosing her as their punching bag made her into quite the rebel.
Why were Pearl Ann and my mom raised by Edwardine? What happened to their mother?
That's
a
good
About
question.
my grandma. We know a lot about the women in my family. What about the men? Did they even exist? What happened to when my mom found out she was pregnant?
There's a lot of great questions here.
Why were Pearl Ann and my mom raised by Edwardine? What happened to their mother?
Their entry into this world was violent, I'm afraid. Their mother was young. Too young to be pregnant, especially with twins. She didn't survive the labor.
What do you know about my grandma?
I'm afraid there isn't much I can tell you. I think there were 2 in that generation. The eldest died when the girls were still children. Edwardine never spoke about them, nor did your mother.
I feel like I know about a lot of women in my family, but what about the men? Do they even exist?
I suppose they just haven't been very noteworthy ever since Edwardine took over the mines. Her husband died a long time ago, and to be quite honest, I can't even recall his name. Might have been Stuart or something just as forgettable.
Is it going to be like Wayne? Tell me it's Wayne.
From what Vivian said, her father was some teenaged fling that ended once your grandmother found out she was pregnant. I'm fairly certain it was similar for Vivian, though. She was older, and I believe she was the one who ended it, what with skipping town and all.
What happened when my mom found out she was pregnant?
She came to me for advice. She was distraught. It was like she'd been handed a death sentence. Maybe it was fear from what had happened to her own mother. Maybe it was something else. But she seemed convinced she was in danger. Tabitha had already been born by then, but of course, she was born in wedlock, so I assumed your mother's worries had something to do with religion. Though the Scarlets weren't particularly religious as far as I knew. But the way Vivian was that night she came to me, it stuck in my mind. It's always had me wondering what it was about your family that made her panic so much at the thought of having a baby.
All right, so we can sip our tea. Quit yanking me around. You have something to tell me, come out and say it. Solve the mystery and ritual. If you have something to tell me, you just come out and say it, or drink the tea.
We should explore, sip our tea.
Do we want to?
Yeah, we should explore and sip
Do
the
we
tea.
want to sip the tea?
Absolutely.
Okay, so we're not worried that she might have done something to it?
We're going to have to either way, but I'd like to explore and sip the tea.
Tea reading achievement unlocked. I just realized it's not going to capture the achievements, but I'm going to keep telling them to you anyway. You take the tea, sipping it delicately. The citrus smell is fleeting, quickly replaced with the earthiness at its core, like you've taken a mouthful of dirt. But the aftertaste combines the 2 flavors into something soothing and medicinal, and you find yourself feeling more comfortable, your muscles relaxing for the first time in days. It's soothing beyond what you would expect out of ordinary tea. There must be something magical at work in this blend.
I think those 2 explore are overly combative.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Close your eyes and take another sip, and then another. It's delightful. The tea is gone before you know it. The small cup of empty, save for what's left of rehydrated leaves coating the bottom.
Oh, good. Glad you found the tea palatable enough to drink. It should do you some good. It's one of my more medicinal blends. You know, a good head high, but not too much body load. Now, on to business.
Sybil takes the cup from you, staring thoughtfully down at the sludge.
Oh dear, this doesn't bode well. You've got just about every warning that can fit in the bottom of a cup. Cross, kettle, hourglass. All these mean death, misery, difficulty, and the hourglass ties it all together with definite urgency. It's fair to assume that this all has to do with whatever brought the ditchlings. Something is coming, and whether any of us can stop it, I'm not sure, but we may at the very least be able to figure out what it is. And there's a central figure here, a cat. An enemy lurking in plain sight.
An enemy lurking in plain sight, huh? I don't know. It feels like my read on it has been that Sybil and Wayne are both have their own kind of like agendas here.
Mm-hmm.
And they're working at cross purposes to one another. One of them might not necessarily be more right than the other, but one of them, they each definitely see each other as an enemy.
But they don't seem to be working in favor of whatever's going on with the ditchlings, either of them.
Not necessarily, but they certainly are. I think they might be mistaking each other for the enemies of whatever's actually happening here.
Maybe. Ooh, we should explore.
I'd like to see.
I'm sure it wouldn't make much sense to most people. It'll probably just look like a confusing mess of old leaves, but you're free to take a look.
Take the cup, staring down into it. It's just leaves, there's no powder, nothing swimming together in the dregs of your tea to give you any warnings or premonitions. After a long moment, Sybil takes the cup back from you.
I hope that settled your curiosity. Don't worry if you couldn't make sense of it. It takes years to learn this sort of thing, even for someone with your propensities.
She winks conspiratorially. The cat's got to be Pixel, or maybe it's Fro-Fro. Those are the 2 cats I know.
Who could the cat
Tabitha could be Wayne, Stella, Kanika, Oscar, Reese, Avery, Dr. Kelly. Nothing but hostile since I met her. Dustin, he's a possum who lives in my dresser, and I try to talk to him every day to hear his wisdom and help with his troubles. Break my heart if he's the traitor. We asked Daniel, how do I know you're not the cat? The thing is, like, she's the only...
We should... What if we suggest Wayne? And
because see whether or not she latches onto it?
Yeah, because if she doesn't, then that tells us something.
But if she does latch onto Wayne, then
that also tells us something.
Cat could be Wayne. Follows me wherever I go. It's almost like he's literally lurking in plain sight. Says he's my friend, but I'm not sure if that's true. He's my good friend, but he's my good friend, and I trust him.
He says he's our friend, but we're...
I don't know. He helped us get out of the fucking magic death maze. So I feel like that gives him... And he stopped us from trying to give away our life.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah?
I think he follows me wherever I go. It's almost like he's literally lurking in plain... I don't want to...
That may be the case, but tea leaves tend to lean more into the symbolic side of things. I personally have a hard time believing that Wayne is the cat. You shouldn't trust a word out of that man's mouth, but the cat implies a certain level of two-facedness that I don't think he possesses.
Interesting. Okay, so that's fascinating. So not only does she acknowledge that she and Wayne don't see eye to eye, but also goes as far as to say, like, but even given that, I don't think this is what we're talking. That's okay. All right, you know what? I'm taking you more seriously.
You don't have to figure out an answer right away. It often takes time for the mind to connect the dots. Just be on guard and keep vigilant that someone close to you isn't to be trusted.
Tabitha threatened us.
We know from the ditchlings that something terrible is coming your way, and it's likely that it's connecting to some hidden enemy. Perhaps we can try to counteract whatever might be planned for you. Judging by what you told me last night, those stones, carvings, seals, whatever you want to call them, I think it's likely they have something to do with this. Until the cat reveals itself, it seems like your best course of action is to seek these carvings out, piece together what you can from your visions, and arm yourself with information. Have you sensed any others around town? Do you think you might be able to find another?
Your thoughts drift to that door yesterday, the one that seemed to draw you in, urging you deeper into the clinic. She really wants us to go around and get close to these, doesn't she?
Yeah, also notice there was the dragon drawing again. There was a cool dragon drawing.
There was a cool dragon drawing in the hallway?
Yeah, like the one on Stella's post-it.
Oh no, is that where she went?
Probably not, because it's a framed picture.
But she could have, like, drawn it and been like, oh, I saw something like this.
Maybe.
Even just remembering it is enough to tug at you, compelling you to return and open to it to see what's on the other side. You can find Stella later. Maybe you can even find her there. What's important now is finally seeing what's hidden in the clinic.
We think we felt another in the clinic.
Do we want to tell her that?
We do. I do.
All right. I think I felt another in the clinic.
That's good if you can find your way inside and uncover another stone. That could give you a leg up on your adversary.
How? How do these give us legs up on our adversary?
You'll just have to be careful to avoid the doctor. Something tells me she won't take too kindly to you sniffing around her clinic. I think that's all the help I can offer. I hope this conversation has been illuminating, even if it just brought up more questions than giving any clear answers.
That's it. That wasn't helpful at all. All you did was look at some leaves and tell me to go put myself in danger. Things to let you know if I find her or anything.
Thanks.
Let you know if I find anything.
Glad to hear it. I hope all goes well, and I wish you luck. Hopefully you won't need it. Thank you again for humoring an old lady and stopping by for a chat.
The small grunt of effort, Sybil gets up from the table and you're escorted back to the door.
And remember, be careful who you put your trust in. According to your tea, the cat is getting ready to pounce, and merely being ready for it might not be enough.
Sybil closes the door to the tea room, the bells of its door strangely flat in the stale air of the nearly empty general store. Yo, what's up, Miles? Ghost for real, just let you know, is your mom a witch? Nika's a cold, huh? See any weird knocks around town? Kanika's a cold, huh?
That's what she says. She's just trying to get out of work again, like I didn't have anything better to do all week while she sits in her room watching anime.
Says the guy in Goku pants.
Everybody knows Dragon Ball is good anime. She watches the trashy shit. You see any weird rocks?
See any weird rocks around town?
Yeah. You.
He smirks. Clearly, this was a very sick burn, and you should feel bested by his wit. Thanks. Is your mom a witch?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Look, a lot of weird stuff going around town. I feel like a witch could be super helpful, so she is one. Yes, I would. Can I trust her?
Duh, my mom is like the nicest lady ever.
Cool. All right. We can't share about the ghosts, so
All right.
let's get out of here. Oh, Scarlet Hollow, sponsored by Pepsi, by the way. Bet you didn't know that.
Well, guess we're headed to the clinic.
I wanted to. Okay. Well, shit. I thought. Oh well. Okay. Fine. Whatever. Till I got to the bottom of what was behind that door. Too bad we didn't bring Kanika with us. Make your way up the familiar hill, past the rows of ragged houses that make up Scarlet Hollow's residential area. It isn't long before you find yourself outside Dr. Kelly's clinic. Secrets enticing you to find a way in. Even at the bottom of the hill, you can already feel the presence. It's like a magnet has been fixed to your ribcage, gently tugging you forward, guiding you towards whatever emits this compulsive frequency.
We
Oh.
should...
You glance around quickly, eyes stranded on the underbrush. Flash of striped tail grabs your eye immediately.
Can I help you, Buster?
Hey there, if you're willing to try to break into the house at the top of the hill, how would you do it?
Hey. What? Just because I got little hands and go through people's trash, I'm supposed to know how to break into places? There's a hill that'll take you right up to that big flat roof thing. Sometimes the human leaves windows open up there and I go inside. Don't tell them, okay? I like to sleep in their big piles of cloth. It's one of my few joys in life.
Thanks, Raccoon. He leaves as you turn back to look at the clinic. You have your way in. Mystical, just going through the clinic door, no one will see you? Or do we want to get Reese involved?
Interesting. Interesting. I don't know.
I feel like just breaking and entering is a way to get us
Arrested?
arrested. Do we want to try getting Reese involved here?
Yeah. Let's try then.
You cautiously approach the house, kneeling next to the low basement windows of Reese's room. You knock. There's no one in there. Reese must be somewhere else. I guess we just take the terrace, huh?
Yeah?
You're pretty sure you can make the jump to the second floor, at least with the running start. Make your way up to the hill and bend your knees in anticipation, then you jump. You land to try the door. It's unlocked. The upstairs of the clinic feels like a decommissioned museum. Old furniture is covered in plain white sheets, and a thick layer of dust coats the floor. This place hasn't seen any use in years. You're in the clinic, free to explore as you please. Or rather, you're free to explore as you please. Feel that odd sensation again, the nagging pull of whatever it was that wanted you to find it. You're here now, and it knows you're here, and you know exactly what it is. Another stone carving eager to show you its secrets. Been caught by its gravity, an overwhelming curiosity guiding you around a corner and towards the dark doorway under the stairs. I wonder if we had Kanika here if she could keep us from getting...
I don't know.
Yeah. Been left ajar, inviting you to enter. The lights click on. You're in the morgue.
What? Relatable. What are you doing in the morgue?
Hi!
That's so funny.
Vampire! Haven't seen Stella around, have you? She's been missing since last night. Oh my god. You died and she Frankensteined you back to life. Am I interrupting something? Okay, I have to ask. Are you human? She killed you! What are you doing? You're sleeping in a morgue. I'm just gonna pretend I never saw this. Vampire! Maybe we should... What if we opened with, like, the really banal...
Yeah.
Seen Stella around, have you? She's been missing since last night.
I haven't. Did you think you'd find her in the morgue?
His words seem distant to you. The tugging is strong here. You almost feel yourself slipping into a trance. Your eyes wander to the back wall of the morgue. You need to see what's back there. Sorry, buddy. You touch the wall. It feels disappointingly solid under your palms.
Hey, are you okay?
You feel Reese's hand gently shake your shoulder, and for a moment, the thing on the other side of the blank white wall loosens its pull on you.
You kinda looked possessed for a second there. Are you good?
You hear that?
Yeah.
You hear the sounds happening?
Yep.
Aw, yeah. Make him understand. Use your words. Don't let this fervor consume you. Be present in the moment. You inhale deeply and take in your surroundings. You can't help but notice that one of the body storage drawers is labeled Pearl and Scarlet.
I think explore mystical is probably the best first choice since you can usually explore and then do another thing.
Step forward to pull out the drawer. This is your Aunt Pearl Ann, Quoll Baroness of the Scarlet Mines and local she-devil that it seemed no one, not even her own daughter, was able to mourn. Not the first corpse you've seen, but it feels the same as any other. She's an empty body now, the warmth and energy of a life now dissipated. Same as your mother was, and the same as you'll be one day. Cold air rises from her bluish skin, her vacant, filmy eyes staring up at nothing. I try to imagine what she may have looked like alive and breathing, slinging subtle insults at the townsfolk, but it's hard to picture any expression on her face so stiff and cold with death.
Making sure she didn't walk off.
Poke her just to make sure with everything going on lately seemed good to check. So weird the first time meeting her is like this. Wouldn't be surprised if she did. A judgmental zombie would be just my luck. Yeah, don't check for signs of murder, just wondering. Totally faking it. Bet she's behind everything. Slide the door back in. With everything going on lately, it's good to check.
I'll get the doc to make sure the drawer is locked from here on out, just to be on the safe side.
Having seen what there was to see, you slide the drawer back in and close it.
Mystical, 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 mystical.
The Mayans had a stone carving the other night, as did Oscar's house yesterday. They've been giving me visions, and I could sense one on the other side of this wall, and I need to see it. I need to get behind the wall. There's a stone carving on the other side of the wall. I need to see it. There's some kind of magic shit going on, man, but it's telling me I need to get behind that wall. Let me inside. Why wall? Need see thing but wall stand in way.
Mystical, mystical, mystical.
The Mayans had a stone carving the other night, as did Oscar's house yesterday. They've been giving me visions, and I can sense one on the other side of this wall, and I need to see it. Reese glances back at the wall.
You're really serious, aren't you? This is probably a bad idea, but if you really need to get in there, I'm pretty sure there's an emergency axe somewhere upstairs. I'd just need to get the doc out of our hair. Should take 2 seconds.
You're very willing to help us out.
We should explore.
The doc out of her hair.
Yeah, if I say I'm sick and need something, she'll drop whatever she's doing and do it for me. Surefire way to get her out of the house. And most of the time it's true anyway.
How'd you learn that your little trick? Use what you got to get what you need. No shame in that. Doesn't that make her worry about you even more? Manipulating using her illness, classy. Use what you got to get what you need. No shame in that.
Yeah? Exactly.
Thanks for understanding. Yes, please, axe now. Sounds great. Lead the way. Yes, I will destroy the wall.
Thanks for understanding.
Thanks for
Caesar.
understanding my compulsion to get behind your wall.
Don't mention it. If there's anything I can do to actually be useful, I'm happy to help. Be right back.
He strides past you, his long legs moving swiftly. Seems excited, his usual dour demeanor replaced with an uncharacteristic pep when faced with the prospect of sneaking around and tearing down walls. Hear a soft voice filtering in through the open doorway at the top of the stairs. A hoarse and sickly edge added for effect as he speaks to his mother.
Hey, Mom.
He coughs gently.
Reese, I didn't know you were awake. I still feel like shit, but I think I can finally try to keep some juice down. It looks like we're all out, though. Really, I thought I'd just picked some up. I got an errand to run on Main Street anyway. I'll go pick up some orange juice and some ginger ale, too.
So, what are the odds that Reese died or has been dead for a while and Dr. Kelly's trying to keep him alive?
I don't know. That would be awesome. Sorry to ask. I know you're probably busy. It's no problem. It doesn't take long. Don't do anything too strenuous while I'm gone. Just lie in bed till I get back.
Lie in bed, huh?
Thanks, Mom. I'll take it easy.
You hear her footsteps move down the hall, then the front door opening and closing.
It worked.
The theatric rasp has left his voice, excitement rising in its place.
Come on up. We don't have long until she's back.
What are we going to do about the wall afterwards? You step out of the morgue, you relax. The extra space between you and the carving has weakened its hold on you. And with it, your desperation to claw your way through the wall and unveil it.
It's one of those emergency fire axes, so it should be pretty obvious wherever it is, though I'm not sure where she would be keeping it. I'll show you around. Let's try the doc's office first.
Cool, we get to spend time with Reese today. Yay. Make your way to the doorway of the now vacant office.
I don't see an axe in here.
He's right. A cursory glance reveals nothing but stacks of paper and cabinets of medical supplies. Something on the desk catches your eye. Some sort of records with your family's name on them. Reese stops in the doorway, turning to watch you leaf through the documents.
Find something interesting.
They're your family's death certificates. Cause of death, sleep apnea. Pearl Ann died from sleep apnea, discovered by her daughter Tabitha Chrysanthemum Scarlet. No autopsy performed.
Tabitha's middle name is Chrysanthemum. Wonder who cursed her with that mouthful.
Who said you could read any of these? Definitely gonna make fun of her for that later. I feel like this is forbidden knowledge. I think it's pretty. I do think it's pretty.
Yeah.
How about Edwardines?
Sure.
Edwardine Scarlet, born April 9, 1913, died February 12, 2003, age 89. Cause of death, heart failure. Signed by her daughter, Pearland Scarlet. Pretty normal. Almost made it to 90. Died of a normal old person illness. How about Enoch Scarlet, born September 9, 1887, died August 20, 1957, age 68. Cause of death, fall from cliff. This one has a coroner's report attached. Organs sustained impact injuries, lacerations to the neck and body consistent with fall from great height.
Whoa, an actual autopsy report. Looks ancient.
Quickly flip through a few of the other Scarlets whose names aren't quite as familiar. Theodore Scarlet, born May 24, 1890, died in 1918, age 28. Cause of death, crushed and mind collapse. Body not recovered. Signed by his brother Enoch. Joseph Scarlet, born April 1914, died June 7, 1944. Louis Scarlet, born August 1920, died June 6, 1944. Both killed at Normandy in the line of duty. Must have been an Edwardine's brothers. Certificate of fetal death. Infant boy Andrew Charles Scarlett, delivered April 3rd, 1945. Stillbirth, mother Edwardine. Cause of death, complications during birth. No doctor present. Home burial. Alexandra Scarlett, born July 12, 1946. Died August 20, 1957. Age 9. Missing, presumed dead. Signed by mother Edwardine. Mary Bell Scarlett, born 3 April 1947. Died 30 October 1963. Age 16. Cause of death, complications during childbirth. Oh, God, yeah.
That's...
Yep. Yep, that'll do it.
That's either extremely tragic and unfortunate that we've had a number of these there, which could be because historically people die during childbirth, or it's a pattern of horrific abuse.
Yep. Also, she was 16.
Yeah.
And giving birth to.
Wow, that's a lot of kids to outlive.
Time to whip out the old string and corkboard achievement. Reese's eyes flick up to the doorway, and a second later you hear the sound of the front door handle being turned. His hand on your shoulder before you even register what's happening. You're pushed back out of view into the front door.
Shit, I'm not supposed to be in here. We gotta hide.
Oh, we missed our chance to... Reese to the closet door, motioning you inside. You slip inside and squish yourself into the what little spaces available in the nearly full closet. Reese is close on your heels. You let him in. Together you listen as the doctor makes her way to some room deeper in the clinic. Silence at the tiny closet. Every breath seems too loud, as if you could expect Dr. Kelly to hear it from wherever she was across the house.
We'd better wait a second, just in case.
Flirt. I don't want to flirt with too many people.
Yeah. Let's quietly wait for the danger to pass.
Two of you stand in tense silence, both crammed into the suffocating closet, taking shallow breaths, as if she could hear your breathing from the other side of the building. Footsteps soon return. Dr. Kelly makes her way back towards your hiding place, creaking floorboards broadcasting her location all the way to the hallway just outside your hiding spot. Footsteps return, they get louder, approaching the open office door, and then they stop. Much to your relief, she opens another door, leaving the main clinic.
We're in the clear.
Rad.
We've probably only got a minute or two until she comes back, so let's make it count. The medical supply room is probably our best bet. If any other room in the clinic is likely to have a fire axe, it's probably the room full of chemicals. This way.
Do you think Reese also wants to know?
Probably. Maybe.
Is that why he's helping? He's very calm and cavalier about helping someone who broke into his home break through a random wall.
Yeah.
So, motions you down a
fuck my house!
Right?
Woo!
Motions you down a hallway, slipping through the slightly ajar door of what you assume to be the supply room.
Yes, there it is. Keys. Here we go.
Thanks, Reese. Rushes over to the cabinet, contains a bright red axe, pulling the glass door open.
Your axe? Now we can...
Reese pauses, turning to listen intently.
That was the door from the house. Come on, if we hurry, we can get you back downstairs. I'll run interference. Go downstairs, quick.
You can hear her approaching now, floorboards creaking in the hallway on the other side of the office. How did you find a way to do like a survival horror game in VN? Follow Reese's instructional, once again starting down the basement stairs, letting the pull of the stone carving guide you back to the morgue. Kelly's voice filters from above.
That was right. We did already have juice. It was just in the back of the fridge, but there's no harm in having extra. What are you doing in the clinic? I thought I told you to go rest.
You can hear the voices still.
Oh, I'm just gonna chill in the morgue. I got my speakers, so if you hear some weird sounds, that's just my music. I'll be sure to put in earplugs to drown out all that industrial clanging you listen to.
He just hangs out in the morgue?
Apparently, he just hangs out in the morgue and listens to industrial music. You know I'm not the biggest fan of you spending time down there. It can't be good for your mental health to hang out in a refrigerator for corpses. Do you at least have a blanket this time? Yeah, I'll be fine. It's just a change of scenery. My room feels too claustrophobic right now. Okay, I'll let you know when it's time for dinner.
You hear the door at the top of the stairs close and the sound of Reese descending the stairs to join you in the fluorescent lit room below.
Hey?
Listen to music that sounds like a wall being broken down. Should warn you something spooky might happen when we break down that wall. Wall, now, yes? Wall, wall, wall. Let's do this. May I make the first blow? Listen to music that sounds like a wall being broken down?
Of course I do. I'm sad all the time. Glad my taste in music is finally coming in handy. It's exactly the cover we
I don't know. It
need.
seems pretty flimsy, but all right. Stop asking questions. It's time to see what's on the other side of that wall. Wall now, yes? Wall, wall, wall. Let's do this. Let's do this.
Have at it.
He is way too cavalier about this. And I can't tell if it's the game trying to mislead us into suspecting him and thinking that he's the, cat hiding in plain sight.
Maybe he's just cool.
Or maybe he's just cool. Approach to the far end of the morgue, axe practically singing through the air as you strike the wall. First cut offers a surprising amount of resistance. There's some structure behind it, some wood frame holding it in place, trying to stand between you and what waits for you on the other side. You stagger back from the massive hole in the wall and admire your effort.
Holy shit.
The splintered edge frames a dark passage, seemingly cut deep into the side of the cliff. Cold seeping from the forgotten passageway into the already frigid morgue. He's cautious as he takes a better look at what lies beyond the wound in the wall.
There's a whole hallway back there.
Thick, stale air leaks from the hole, filling the morgue with an earthly mildew smell like the room is slowly filling with dirt. The stink of the grave-like room beyond comes in even stronger compulsion. You step forward. You climb into the hole.
This is my hole. It was made for me. This is wild. I had no idea any of this was here. An entire hospital wing rotting away for decades behind some flimsy drywall.
Why is this place hidden away? Someone doesn't want us to find these carvings. Wonder if it's whoever put them there, if it's someone else. The thing we're looking for is just ahead. I'm gonna pass out when I find this thing. Don't be worried about me. I'll be fine. Yeah, just be very blasé about it. I'm gonna pass out when I find this thing. Don't be too worried about me. I'll be fine.
Thanks for the heads up.
Thanks, Reese. Reese, you're pretty swell. You step forward into the unknown. You don't bother to retrieve the axe. The final wall concealing the carving is rotten, water damage having eaten away at the wood over the course of unknowable years. The plank's nearly reduced to sawdust. You tear into it.
Okay, what is that?
Oh. Hey, Enoch. Thought you weren't gonna come. I was worried you'd leave me here forever. But there's nothing they can do, and I'll never use my legs again. Enoch, what am I gonna do?
Nonsense, Teddy. These doctors don't know what they're talking about. I've been doing my own research, and I found us an alternative. We don't have to worry about anything from here on out, I promise. I went to talk to the witch.
A witch? But that's nonsense.
It's all right. It's all sorted. We're taking you home today, and everything will be resolved by this time next week. That's right, Doctor. At this point, I think it's safe to say his body was never recovered. Whoever it was that claimed to be Theodore, it wasn't him. Wasn't even paralyzed, as it turns out. Just some grifter trying to take advantage of the tragedy.
Everything goes black. Your vision swims back into focus, and it takes a solid second or two to reorient yourself. You're in an unfamiliar bed. Reese leans against the far wall, eyeing you with concern and curiosity.
Hey, I was worried that you'd slipped into a coma or something. You tore down a wall like a wild animal, found some weird carving, and collapsed. I think you might have had some kind of seizure. I know you warned me this might happen, but are you sure you're okay?
Nothing spooky happened? The mountain didn't collapse on us? No ghosts? Sweet.
Is that a Hellraiser poster on the wall?
It looks like it, yeah. Nothing spooky happened? Mountain didn't collapse on us? No ghosts?
No, nothing. You just fell down, twitched a little, and when you seemed stable, I carried you back here. That was a few hours ago.
But you have a delicate constitution. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. That's great. Maybe these carvings aren't all that bad. There's something spooky going on right now. We haven't realized it yet. Great. Glad I'll have at least one mostly normal day this week. Too bad. I was hoping for some excitement. What do you feel? What are you feeling? Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. No problem. Just figured you'd rather wake up in a bed than that musty hallway or the morgue.
Dr. Kelly know I'm here?
No, I snuck you back into the house while she was busy in the medical storage room. Figured you wouldn't want to come too in the morgue.
I had a vision.
Like a hallucination. I have those sometimes, too. Used to have them a lot as a teen. Always just weird little things, like my hands would look wrong, or my neck would seem too long, or the room would feel smaller.
Was one of those death records is murky. I don't think Teddy died of the mine collapse. My family has secrets. Carvings are trying to warn me about something. My family has dark secrets. Visions are things that actually happened. Whatever these visions are that make me suspicious of my family. Carvings are clearly drilled into some big gas pocket that keep giving me seizures and hallucinations.
That first one?
Yeah. At least one of those death records is murky. I don't think Teddy died in the mine collapse. My family has secrets.
That's a weird thing to cover up, but that's not too surprising. An old family like that usually has at least a few secrets, but hopefully that's all ancient history. It's not like it's easy to cover up deaths these days, right?
You're going still missing. The stone here has finally stopped yelling at me. So what now? I think Dr. Kelly should look me over. The seizures aren't good for me.
What now is a pretty good question. So I just tore down your wall. So, what now?
So what now?
We might be stuck down here for a little bit. The dock is on the warpath up there. I refused to take my medicine, and she's not happy about it. I went ahead and blocked my door so she can't get down here. Now we just have to wait her out.
You, blocked your door?
It was just a precaution. I don't think I can underestimate her at this point. For the first time in a while, I don't feel like roadkill, and I'd rather keep it that way. I don't need her coming down here and forcing any medicine on me and doing God knows what to you to keep you quiet.
Heck yeah, sleep over. Good, it gives us time to figure out a plan. But I need to leave, makes sense. Now we're just locked downstairs. What's our plan with that exactly? Try to figure out a game plan and how we're supposed to get out. Don't think you're thinking rationally. Hold me hostage down here until what exactly? I'm your prisoner. Good, gets us time to figure out a game plan.
Fair enough, yeah. Exactly. I think we should treat her like a legitimate threat. I have these weird memories. I always assumed they were dreams or hallucinations because they didn't fit the way I thought of her, but I think she's used tranquilizers on me. Other times that I've gotten too unruly for her.
Oh, shit, dude.
I don't know how much of those memories I can trust, but I'm starting to think I should believe my instincts when it comes to the lengths she's willing to go to keep me under her control. We'll wait until she's asleep, then we can at least get out of the basement, and we can figure out what to do from there.
I think we know why I did, but we want to just ask it straight up still.
Yeah.
Why don't you take your medicine exactly?
Because it makes me feel like shit. I was fine yesterday until the doc made me take my pills, and I was fine all day today. What's the harm in going a day without, right? And now that I'm not taking it, it's like all these weird little memories have come rushing back. Bad memories. I don't think the doc's a good person. I don't think she wants me to be healthy. I don't think she wants me to see people. And now that I'm waking up to that truth, I don't think there's any going back for either of us.
I don't want to be down here. I want to leave. I'm leaving. Find a distraction until it's safe to leave. There's always the possibility that Reese not taking his meds is actually a genuinely bad thing.
Yeah, it could well be that Reese is the one who is the threat here, and that the hallucinations are hallucinations, and that he has been rebellious and unruly and a threat to others, and that's why Doc has kept him on lockdown here and not let people see him.
It could be.
I still think I'm on Team Reese.
Yeah, like, because either way, I don't think how we approach it changes. We want to stay on his good side, right?
Yeah.
So let's find a distraction until it's safe to leave.
Sure. A distraction seems like a good idea. As you can probably tell, I'm getting a little jittery. It doesn't feel awful, to be honest.
What if your mom doesn't fall asleep? You could always draw me. I believe you owe me a showing of Shinochi, Death Blood. Do whatever you do to kill time, preferably something that'll help me ignore my mounting anxiety. How about what if your mom doesn't fall asleep?
Mhm.
And then...
You shouldn't call her my mom. As far as I'm concerned, she's forfeited that title. I don't even think I should call her doctor. She's just some woman now. Can't wait for her to be in the rearview mirror of the rest of my life. If she doesn't fall asleep by 10, we can figure something else out. These windows are supposedly shatterproof, which she always said was for burglars. Now I assume it was yet another way to keep me boxed in, but we can try to break them anyway.
I believe you owe me a showing of Shinochi, Death Blood.
I believe I do.
Hell yeah! Reese gets the movie set up and joins you on the bed.
Let me know if it gets to be too much for you. I'm not a great judge of how other people will react to the sort of things I watch, but I definitely don't want you to feel uncomfortable.
This is a slow burn of a movie, but the dread it's managing to build is palpable in the room. Or maybe that's just how it feels down here all the time. What with the grisly paintings, the lack of lighting, cinder block walls, and of course the fact that the woman currently lurking upstairs has been poisoning her son since his teens.
I've seen a couple of this director's other films, and they're all interesting, though this is probably the best introduction to his work. The way it jump cuts to seemingly unrelated TV show recordings that then wind up tying back into the narrative adds a level of realism and depth to the narrative that I find really engrossing. It's found footage used to its fullest.
Oh, that sounds actually mad cool.
I can't believe I'll be able to just do things from here on out, like watch movies with another person. Or talk to people, ever.
Can you hear the difference in energy now that Reese hasn't had his daily dose of medicine? He's uncharacteristically chatty, clearly not used to talking to another person, let alone when he has the energy to carry on a long conversation. Something is changing inside of him.
You feel different.
Like your whole personality is changing. Is everything all right? Should we do the mystical?
Yeah.
Reese, you feel different. Like your whole personality is changing. Is everything all right?
Everything is more than okay. I haven't felt this good in. I don't think I've ever felt this good.
A man on the screen yells portents of doom into the camera, trailing off into a wordless scream. The plot is really heating up.
I love that there are all these distinct sort of vignettes, little pockets of horror, that affect a small number of people, and only once you start to see how they fit together can you realize some fundamental horror about the universe. And then that horror sees you back. Incredible, cosmic horror in the truest sense.
Reese is becoming very animated. Probably safe to assume he's dealing with a lot of extra adrenaline right now, what with his entire reality turning out to be a lie. He's also talking over the movie. It's more than just something that's changing in Reese, it's everything. Let's knock on the window. Relatable? Don't get any closer to that thing. It's time to go home.
That voice, I know that voice. Is that who's been following you around?
Without another word, Wayne starts pounding on the supposedly shatterproof window.
Enemies upstairs, enemies outside, we're surrounded. Even if I get out of this house, I won't be safe. You won't be safe. Okay, so I'm not on Team Reese anymore.
What do you mean? Wayne isn't gonna... The thing is, I don't know why, but despite everything, I felt like Wayne has objectively had our best intention.
Yep.
At heart, every
Yep.
time. Like, even if we don't understand what his horse in the game is, every time it's wind up aligning in a way that makes things better for us.
Mm-hmm.
So until I see a different reason to like, what do you mean? Wayne isn't gonna hurt you. He hasn't hurt anyone. Why'd he call you that thing? You're being weird, man. Don't need you to protect me. I think you might be overreacting. What do you mean? Wayne isn't gonna hurt you? He doesn't hurt anyone.
Yeah, he hasn't. Yes, he will. He's furious with me. Can't you hear it? But I'm not weak anymore. I can fight back. I don't have to cower in fear from the people who want to hurt me. I can protect both of us, Relatable.
The window shatters. As Reese tears at his clothes, paint bubbles form out of the canvases. bubbles out from the canvases, his ghoulish figures peeling themselves out of their two-dimensional worlds, invading yours and crawling up the walls. Grab my hand, I'll pull you out.
Leave us alone.
In a surge of violence, the change that had been brewing inside Reese finally comes. The manifest a broken basement window is sealed off and Wayne along with it.
Interesting. We're in trouble. We should have said vampire when
Vampire!
because we would have been right.
Do we want to run? Again, I think the best thing to do here is just to be like, yeah, be chill about it, right?
Yeah, 'cause he's trying to protect us, he claims.
Yeah.
He
So-
claims. So we might be able to...
If we
Play
run, that's
along.
just going to create an adversarial situation
Yeah.
here.
We aren't safe, but I can protect you. I can protect both of us from the people who want to control us. I feel strong now. I think I can save us. Stay here. I'll be right back. I just have to deal with the doc.
Reese storms up the stairs, leaving you with his smears. Not sure to help, but best follow Reese and see how things play out. Try and leave.
Okay, so what were our choices up top?
Call Tabitha for help. Try to
and
warn Tabitha. Ain't gonna help us.
Yeah.
Try and warn Dr. Kelly. Not sure who to help. Best follow Reese and see how things play out. Let's do that. Try and leave. Wait for Reese in the basement.
I feel like... This is tough. I'm okay with the follow him and see what happens, though I think we know what happens.
Make your way up to the door that has beckoned you since yesterday. All intrigue now washed away. You know where it leads. You know what secrets of the stone that lurked in the forgotten basement of the clinic had to share with you. Now the clinic holds a new horror. Somewhere beyond the narrow hallway leading from the house proper into the doctor's office, there's a monster preparing to do something unthinkable. Open the door. Grasp the handle and turn.
Duck. We should duck
Huh?
immediately.
Well, where? Don't shoot. Pff, don't tell me what to
Duck.
do. Duck. Do as she says, ducking out of the way. She shoots. The gun isn't very loud. There's only a pop as the projectile leaves the barrel, whizzing through the air to hit Reese. Pulls the tranquilizer dart out of his chest, heaving heavy breaths as the drug courses through his system.
You're going to have to try harder than that, you Look, how did you...
As if you could hope to stop me, you pathetic waste of flesh. Before Wayne takes another step down the stairs, paint flows out between the cracks of the wood. Reese is panic pulling in a mob of furious smears to hold his enemies in place. The artist darts away, but the smears continue their work in his absence. Dr. Kelly makes her escape down the hallway, and Wayne is overcome, glued in place at the top of the stairs by stiffening globs of paint. What the fuck is happening? I feel like I have no context. Should we run after Kelly or run for a nearby room?
Kelly has a trank gun and appears to know enough, be savvy enough to dodge these smear things, and wanted us to duck. I think that's...
Yep. You run
All
forward,
right.
braving the onslaught of the smears, dodging them as best you can as you try to see where Dr. Kelly went. The door in front of you is smothered in paint.
Hey,
Dr. Kelly's voice crackles out from unseen speaker.
you, Relatable. I'm stuck in the safe room. I can't help you from here, but you can help the both of us.
Okay, what the hell is going on? What the...
You survived what is going on seems solid. I think you can probably put that together. I need you to get to the medical storage room. I'll give you further instructions when you're there.
All right. Turn your rear back around and head to the medical storage room. I'm here.
Great. Now listen to me. I need you to use the black tape key to get into the cabinet and bring me the elephant tranks. It's a bottle labeled carfentanil. Bear tranquilizers clearly aren't going to cut it anymore. An intercom system, huh, Doc? Good. You should hear this. Relatable, you don't have to do anything she says. I'm not gonna hurt anybody else. Just her. If I don't, you and I both know she's just going to shoot me full of elephant tranquilizers. Did I hear that right? and shove me back down in that basement, or maybe someplace even worse, and keep killing me every day for the rest of my miserable existence. I feel amazing right now, better than I've ever felt in my life. I'm not dangerous, she's just scared, because she knows she has to finally pay for what she's taken from me.
Interesting. Here's a point. I'm not going to let you kill someone. You two just get along. I don't feel like I should get in the middle of this. Just want to go home. Reese aside, sorry, Dr. Kelly. Wayne, help me. I don't feel like I should get in the middle of this.
I feel like it's between that and Wayne, because Wayne has been helpful all along in these dire situations, but at the same time, like, is it going to work? He's stuck.
I'm feeling calling out for Wayne is not our best. It could be construed.
Okay.
I don't feel like I should get in the middle of this.
Too bad. You're already in the middle of this. Now grab those tranquilizers and let's get a move on. You can always just stay here. Choose not to get involved. Choose to just let me do what has to be done. You won't have a speck of blood on your hands. If she has no trouble doing this to her own son, who else might she be treating without their knowledge? She's the dangerous one.
Enough. Reese cries out in pain.
Oh, what the hell did you do to my shoulder?
I'll handle it. Try to get somewhere safe until then, alright? The two stagger off down the hallway.
Quick, grab the tranquilizers and head to the safe room.
Do we grab the tranks? I don't know. Wayne seems to think that Reese is still...
Is still what?
Wayne seems to think that tranking Reese is the correct option here.
Mm-hmm.
Do we continue to trust Wayne?
Well, let's grab those tranks.
Oh! I tried to click grab the trank. I swear to God, I tried to click grab the... You make your way out of the medical storage room back to the hallway where Dr. Kelly disappeared. You approach Dr. Kelly, heaves open the door, slowly breaking apart the massive paint, sealing it shut.
Hurry, I don't think I can keep it open for long.
Slip past her into the safe room. Shuts the door quickly, though one of the little smears managed to slip past her. She stomps on it, painted viscera splatters across the cement floor.
It sounds like Reese and your friend are still fighting. We should probably have a few minutes before he gets here.
What is this room?
Old X-ray room, lead walls. After I realized this whole situation was a possibility, I had the door reinforced with special remote control locks. Glad it could finally come in handy.
Let's talk Reese.
Yeah, I bet you have some questions. Go ahead, I have nothing left to hide.
When did you find out?
A little after he hit puberty. He had all the usual changes, then a few extra. Thickened nails, sharp teeth, elfish ears. I figured he might have some kind of genetic disorder, but had him checked out at a few specialists, but there was nothing obviously wrong with him. Then we had an argument and he changed right in front of me. It was nothing like what he is now, just a couple inches and some facial abnormalities, enough to be noticeable. I was scared, he could see that, and he stopped. I thought it was a one-off, or maybe a hallucination. But the second time it wasn't as subtle, and it didn't go away as easy. That's when I knew for sure this was something beyond my realm of expertise.
How did he not know what he was?
I've been medicating him since he was 12. We've only had 3 incidents like this before, maybe 4, depending on what counts. This is the worst one by far. He doesn't seem to understand at first that he looks different, and I just make sure to stay on top of his dosages, so he rarely ever does. But I've been preparing for this inevitability. He's an adult now. There's only so much I can do to control him.
Why did you start poisoning him? Dr. Kelly sighs.
Can we stop calling it poison? Yes, it's poison, but the act of me giving him poison was not me poisoning him. I was medicating his illness. Started when he was around 15. I'd been giving him increasingly high doses of Klonopin, but his body kept adapting and his symptoms would come back, especially if we ever fought. I couldn't keep ordering all those drugs. It was already suspicious, and I could risk losing my license. Especially if anyone ever found out what I was using them for. Someone approached me with a solution. I took it. And I've been dealing with the emotional and mental consequences of that decision ever since.
Huh. So what is he?
At first I thought he was some kind of werewolf, but if he is, he doesn't follow any kind of full moon rules or anything. Silver doesn't do shit to him, and you've seen what he looks like. It's just weird. I almost wish I could examine him while he's fully transformed. It'd be fascinating to know what happens to him or how his body does it. But he seems pretty hell-bent on ripping my throat out, so I guess that'll just have to remain a mystery.
Was his dad similar? Strange little smile creeps onto Dr. Kelly's face.
I wish I knew. Reese just kinda happened. I wasn't seeing anyone. I just woke up pregnant one day. I know how impossible that sounds. I'm a doctor, for Christ's sake. I kept having these weird dreams, almost like sleep paralysis episodes. Romantic sleep paralysis episodes. They were actually kinda sweet, but they were just dreams. But then all of a sudden my period stopped. I got morning sickness, and roughly 9 months later, Reese.
Huh, okay. Relationship between you seems so difficult.
Yeah, you could say that. He was such a cute kid. When I found out I was pregnant, I was terrified. I didn't know if I'd be ready, but he made me love being a mom. It's not like it was going to be sunshine and roses forever. No matter what, kids grow up and they change, sometimes for the worst. This is part of being a mom, too. Doing what you can to make sure the child you brought into the world isn't going to go around eating people.
How do you know he's dangerous?
Well, he wants to murder me, so that's clue number one. It's not like he's usually a violent kid. He's mostly just sad, but every now and then we butt heads, and that's usually when this side of him comes out. Imagine if this happens anytime he gets frustrated with anyone. Imagine he gets road rage one day, turns into a 12-foot tall monster with a million teeth and rips somebody apart in the middle of a major metropolitan area. Yeah, he's dangerous.
He is indeed a menace to society. It doesn't mean he's dangerous. I mean, you are the biggest threat to him. Why not just kill him? He's been kind to me. Doing is difficult, but it's necessary. Don't think it might be self-fulfilling prophecy. I can fix him.
Fix him. Oh no.
Don't you think it might be? He's been kind to me.
Yeah.
He's been kind to me.
Yeah, and Ted Bundy was kind to people he picked up off the side of the road. Then he slaughtered them. He's a really sweet kid most of the time, but I can't let that overshadow the violence he's capable of.
While we're at it, any other secrets you're keeping?
Yeah. You have it all. You have no idea how relieved I am to finally say all this shit out loud.
What's the game plan, both short and long term?
Well, I pump him full of elephant tranquilizers, then I lock him in here. Then I somehow convince him to see things from my perspective. Then we all live happily ever after.
If you can't, has that worked before? If you manage to find a way that kills you, so you're just going to lock him away again? There has to be some other way to make him feel trapped. See no flaws with this plan? You're just going to lock him away again.
Yeah, it's either that or he dies. God knows I don't want that to be the case, but you gotta work with what you've been given. What I've been given is an ethical dilemma with no good outcomes. Just have to decide which is the lesser evil.
You and Dr. Kelly sit in silence to wait for her son to make his way to the safe room. Sound of distant breaking glass cuts through the silence of the clinic outside the safe room.
Shit, this might be game time.
Dr. Kelly opens the door, the two of you stare out into the hallway. Hi, Reese.
I love his weird little terrifying drawings that follow him. Is this what you were so afraid of? Hand over the tranquilizers, this is our shot.
But you didn't take the tranquilizers, did you?
Come on, what's the holdup?
You stumble back into the safe room, away from the open doorway and Dr. Kelly.
Oh my god. You didn't get them, did you?
She lets out a strangled laugh. Reese pushes his now massive form into the safe room, staring down at his mother. I feel like if we didn't grab them, the least we owe her is watching.
Yeah, I guess so. Chomp. Whoa!
How you doing, Reese?
Sorry you had to see that.
We got an achievement called Matricide. Woo!
What happened to Wayne? Wayne? Oh, I pushed him out of a window. Be careful around him. Messed up my shoulders somehow. Still isn't working right. He's evil, really evil. He hates me. I could feel it.
Well, it seems like you recognized him. Is he familiar to her? What is he? Or don't push him on it.
What is he is interesting.
What is he?
Something terrible.
Hug him. How are you feeling? You did what you had to. She was going to lock you up forever. You monster. Okay, Reese, you're free now. It's done. Dr. Kelly was right to keep you sick. Do you feel better now or say nothing? What do you feel like?
I don't know.
How are you feeling?
Yeah, sure.
He sits staring blankly for a moment, viscera still dripping from his maw.
Better? I'd better go. But know that you have someone looking out for you in this town.
Reese gets up and stumbles out of the clinic, his footsteps getting faster and faster as he runs off into his new life. Shell-shocked, you stumble out of the clinic and into the night air. Night is oddly warm compared to the chill of the day. Crickets singing quietly in the sleepy little neighborhood. Everything that happened in the clinic feels almost like a dream. And now that it's over, you realize how little it meshes with your understanding of the world. Time to go home. And see what Tabitha does to us. Before you can get far, you're interrupted by the sound of panting and the telltale jingling of dog tags. It's the militia. They poured out of the woods to stand before you on the road.
We found her and her person there by the side of the road a little ways through the woods.
We're fine, but the human wouldn't leave when we tried to make her, and Gretchen's just on sticking by her side, so I have to take her to them.
Hopefully you can use your people words to get them to go someplace safe. The woods are crawling with those awful creatures. It's not safe anymore, not even for a human.
You're very, very good dogs lead the way. No way, I'm tired. She's not responsibility. She's safe. Good. I'll get her to do her thing then.
You are very, very, very good dogs.
You're very, very good dogs. Lead the way.
Yes, we are good dogs. Hear that, Scraps?
I'm not in it for the accolades, Izzy. I just do to help for those who need it.
You let the dogs lead you into the wilderness, following on their heels as they take you to Stella's hideaway. Before long, the trees thin and you find yourself on a steep hill by a 2-lane road, lined on one side by sheer rock. And there, sitting on a log, staring mournfully out at the asphalt, is Stella.
I'm there now.
Keep them safe.
We're sharing your speaker.
You sit in the log beside Stella.
Relatable? How did you...
She looks over her shoulder in confusion.
Is that a gang of dogs?
I'm so glad my compatriots could be of service. I simply couldn't survive another night without my nice soft bed.
Scraps and Daisy formed a militia. It's a long story, but they helped me find you. Yeah. Scraps and Daisy formed a militia. Long story, but they helped me find you.
Ah, neat.
Remain silent, hoping Stella opens up. What is this place, Stella? Why are you here?
Yeah.
Stella faces you for a moment, desperate eyes trying to force out words a part of her thought she would never have to say aloud. And then she turns back to the road.
This is where the accident happened. My parents died on this bend in the road. They were taking me to college. I was lying in the back seat. It had just rained and the sun was finally coming out.
Oh, shit. Cutscene time. New student orientation. Fall Fest. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Okay. Oh. That's not... Oh. Because she was I took the top of it clean off.
Fuck. Sorry, I know that's probably a bummer to talk about. It was awful. Really messed me up for a while. I think I'm still messed up. There's whole years of my life after the accident that I feel like they just never happened. Like, every time I try to remember them, it's blank. I have all these videos sitting on my channel that I don't even remember filming. It's scary. At least it hasn't been like that for a while. Thank God. I've never talked about this stuff before with anyone.
Sorry, I knew about the crash. I should have put it together. Not even Tabitha. Thank you for letting me in. Yeah?
Sure.
Well, thank you for letting me in. Stella gently reaches over and takes your hand, her calloused palm fitting into yours. Squeeze. Squeeze gently. The reassuring squeeze of... Squeeze her hand and her grip tightens. It's strong and comforting. You can tell she feels held. So do you. Two of you stare out at the road.
I think the accident is probably why I got into ghost hunting. I think I just wanted to see them again. I wanted to know whether I even could. I never found anything, so I eventually gave up. Then, last night happened. And I ran out here to see if maybe it would happen with them too. Even if that meant seeing the crash again or seeing them all messed up and dead. I just wanted to see them. It's been a whole day. I don't think they're coming.
We could always wait just a little longer. Just because they weren't here doesn't mean they don't love you wherever they are. Probably somewhere better than whatever hell Charlie got trapped in. Good they're not coming. You won't want them to be ghosts. They die with your future in their minds. Time for you to start living it. Do you want to say goodbye? Still don't leave live ghosts. Charlie was probably just swamp gas. Comfort arm?
Sure.
It doesn't have the flirt tag on it, so I feel like that make like I don't know about anyone else, but like when feelings get like that, the physicality of it is certainly helpful. Carefully place your other arm around her shoulders and pull her close to you. You feel her chestnut hair against your cheek. She smells a little sweaty, a little sweet, the faded scent of her shampoo mingling with the natural perfume of her skin. It's nice. Taking a deep breath, stroking her arm with your thumb and letting her lean into you. She rests her head against your shoulder, closing her eyes serenely. The hint of a smile spreads into a barely contained grin that finally chases away the worry in her features. Could always wait just a little longer. Just because they weren't there doesn't mean they don't love you, wherever they are. Probably somewhere better than whatever hell Charlie got trapped in. I don't know, is that the thing you want to hear in the moment like this? You don't want them to be ghosts?
I feel like
We can wait just a little longer.
I feel like either of the first two.
Because I like this one because it's like, it's saying both, like, we can give you, you know, I understand that this takes time and you need to process it, but also with the implication that you do eventually have to let yourself move on, right?
Yeah.
Could always wait just a little longer. Stella nestles under you, her well-muscled shoulder relaxing against your body. Share each other's warmth as you both stare at the quiet mountain road. Gretchen pants lazily in Stella's lap, and nothing happens. Nothing continues to happen for a few long minutes.
I think I'm ready to throw in the towel. It's not like I would want to see them like that anyway. I guess I came out here hoping I might get a chance to say goodbye or something like that, since I didn't get a chance when they were alive.
Could always wait a little longer again. Just because they weren't there, doesn't mean they don't. Yeah?
Yeah.
Just because they weren't there doesn't mean they don't love you wherever they are.
That's a nice thought. I've thought a lot about what might come after, whether they're somewhere else or if they just stopped existing. I guess we've seen at least some evidence of the afterlife. I hope that means that there's a good version too, where they're still on that long car ride, listening to Dad's tapes with a place in the back seat for me when I eventually catch up to them. And then it won't matter that I never got to say goodbye.
You have a long life ahead of you before that. They die with your future on their minds. It's time for you to start living it. Or... I like the sentiment here, but I don't think everyone responds well to that kind of... You have a long life ahead of you before that.
Yeah, I think that's good. You're right. When all of that happened, it felt like the end of the world. It felt like nothing was ever going to matter again.
She straightens up, stretching her neck. Gretchen hops down from her lap, tags jingling in the quiet night air.
I know that stench. It's the time to go home stench. Thank the Lord.
Stretch, right?
Oh, the stretch. I know that stretch. That's the time to go home stretch. Thank the Lord I'll be sleeping in my own bed tonight. Thank you, Relatable, for talking some sense into this girl.
We should probably head back, right? I haven't slept in a day.
She doesn't need to hear
Ooh.
about this tonight.
Ooh. What would... That's tough, because on the other hand, like... Oh, by the way, this horrible thing happened and I didn't tell you.
Yeah,
Is
I
another
wouldn't want
thing.
her to find it out from someone else.
Yeah.
Before we go, I should tell you about what happened today.
Oh?
You relay the events of the evening as best you can. Saying it out loud somehow makes it feel less real, like you're sharing the plot of a horror movie, not something that actually happened to you.
Oh my god. Dr. Kelly, she's just gone? And he's out there somewhere being all monstery? This is a lot to take in. I've known that guy for pretty much my whole life, and I had no idea.
Yeah, I wouldn't have wanted to find that out secondhand,
Yeah.
given that she's a good friend of Reese's.
To think he actually killed someone. Jesus. I don't think I can really pass judgment on you helping him. We didn't do that. I just hope he can find some peace out there.
I think not grabbing the elephant tranquilizer could be construed as helping him.
Yeah.
I get it.
You know, I think processing just the one traumatic event is enough for the day. This new one's going right into the void, at least until we get to the end of the week. Let's get out of here. I don't suppose I could ask you to walk me home?
Oh, I love nothing more. We'll head that way anyway. But then I better just get back home. Tabitha's probably worried. Do we want to flirt a little bit more? We haven't been super flirty.
Yeah.
We've been flirting with Avery a little bit, and I think we flirted with Kanika a little bit last time, but didn't really have a good opportunity. Let's. Oh, I would love nothing more. Flirt, flirt. You offer her your arm. She smiles, slipping hers into the crook of your elbow. She pulls you closer until the skin of your forearm brushes against her side. It's about time. Let's not waste another second sitting out in the middle of nowhere.
And this is me. Do you want to come in?
Tip, dialogue options marked romance will start a romantic arc with the character you're talking to. It will lock you out of romantic arcs with other characters.
So,
I'm glad it's being explicit about this. Okay, so
Yeah.
it's not the case where like we can flirt with multiple people and
Yeah.
have like, because like obviously IRL you can do that and still have healthy relationships with all those people, right? But within the context of game mechanics, I get it.
do we want to? So gung-ho about clicking flirt, but not about clicking romance.
I know, right? When it comes to commitment,
I feel like
either way, I don't want to head back to the estate.
yeah. well,
Getting together with Stella to avoid having to talk to our cousin.
I also feel like they put these arcs in the game, and like
yeah. I definitely want to pick one.
We got to pick one.
I do wanna pick
We
one.
have our opportunity for a choice point. Do we?
Yeah.
Are we interested in
I admit,
Stella's
of the
arc?
entire cast, she was the first one where I was like, oh, like, that could be fun.
Okay.
I apparently the geek cryptid YouTuber thing is just a vibe that I'm into. Could go watch back episodes of Terra Normal. Yo, you don't know what that is. Never mind.
I don't.
Hoping you'd asked. I loved you. Yeah, I feel the same.
We.
I'd like it better if we could say, if there was another option right below this that was the same thing, except, yeah, I feel the same, wink, and then you say wink aloud.
Yeah.
I was hoping you would ask. I'd love to.
Sure.
This is a dating sim, right? Is the achievement, and tear down the wall is another achievement. Stella ushers you inside, a barely contained... We're gonna have to tell her we went through her house.
Oh no.
I think I think it's fine. And we're like, you were missing, no one knew how to find you. Stella ushers you inside, a barely contained grid, threatening to split into an excited smile.
Let me just go take a quick shower. I've been sitting outside for a day. I need some soap. It'll just take a minute, then we can get cozy.
I do like cozy. Oh man, I would kill for a shower. Is that too forward?
We didn't take a shower this morning as well.
Oh man, I would kill for a shower. Stella laughs.
Yeah, I'm sure you've built up quite a lot of grime today. It's all yours when I'm done.
Sounds good. She hurries off, leaving you and Gretchen in the living room. Hello, Gretchen.
Finally, I've been reunited with my bed.
Gretchen hops into the massive pillow that serves as her dog bed, curling up and sighing a heavy dog sigh of relief.
I can finally catch up on my beauty sleep.
Before she gets a chance to sleep, a heavy knock startles her and you. Gretchen growls. There's someone at the door.
It's a horrible man who smells like rotting meat. Stella! Stella!
Stay stock still and pretend you're not there.
Hmm.
Oh, do you hear the
I
voices?
do. I don't like that.
You want to stay stock still and pretend you're not here? Who is it?
Well, they're knocking because...
I don't think there's any point in trying to avoid it.
Who is it?
Who is it? You know who it is. Open the door, please, Relatable.
Why?
This isn't our home. This isn't our home.
Yeah, this isn't our home.
If we hesitate for a moment, will he explain more of what's going on?
Maybe. Let's try that.
Say nothing, waiting for the moment to pass. All right, playing games, let's see. And have your fun tonight, but you should consider returning to the estate tomorrow. Tabitha won't be around. Forbidden places won't be forbidden without her to stop you. And you might be surprised at what you find. Gretchen's growls escalate into barks.
Intruder, monster, fiend! Oh, Stella, come quickly. There's some disgusting smelling man trying to threaten us.
I was like, I get it, Wayne, but this isn't our home.
Yeah.
I'm not letting you into someone else's home, buddy.
Calm down, Gretchen. Were you just talking to somebody relatable? Wayne stopped by.
Yeah, we should be absolutely forward
Yeah.
about this. Wayne stopped by to try and spook me.
Yep. He's still following you? Are you sure we're safe?
You don't have to. I think he's on our side.
Yeah.
I do think he's on our side.
Yeah.
I think he's on our side.
You think so? I guess that's good. I still don't love the thought of him stopping by unannounced at odd hours of the night, though. But you'll let us know if he tries anything, right, Gretchen?
I'll tear out the throat of anyone who dares break in to hurt my precious Stella. If they bend down to within biting height, that is. But I can always tear at their ankles until they have no choice.
Gretchen snarls, yapping fiercely.
That's right, Gretchen. You're the most vicious little geriatric pug there is. You know, the thought of your creepy stalker, whether he's on our side or not, makes me feel a little better about having you around tonight.
Yeah?
It'll be nice to have somebody next to me if I get scared in the middle of the night. Speaking of, I'm exhausted. Let's turn in. Oh, right, but you said you wanted to shower. Sorry, head's a little fuzzy from staying up for the past day. There's fresh towels in the bathroom, and I've got some extra bathrobes. I can put your clothes through the wash so they'll be extra clean and fresh in the morning.
Aw, thanks. Somehow it feels like the longest and shortest shower you've ever taken. Too tired to think, too tired to process the flow of time. Stella sits outside the bathroom door, makes quiet and comfortable small talk with you, and then you're done. You drive and step into one of her extra robes.
So, are you coming in?
You walk by Stella and into her bedroom. She gently closes the door behind you.
Sorry I didn't clean up beforehand. You can think of it as getting the authentic Stella experience.
She slips past you and lies on the bed, dressed in an oversized t-shirt. You're quick to follow. She's warm and still slightly damp from the shower, her skin fresh and flowery. She turns to look at you, smiling, dimples creasing at the edges of her mouth.
You could kiss me if you wanted to.
If you're being honest, I don't really kiss her. I hope that's okay. Immediately fall asleep. You know what? No, it's really. I think it's. I think people being very upfront about what they want and being specifically about being like, this is okay to do. You should be, is a good way to flirt, and I support. And this is how I choose to support that.
Okay.
You shift closer to her and close your eyes. The magnetic pull of anticipation rolls down your spine and across your skin, and for a moment that seems to last forever, you take in every detail of the world around you. The forested scent of her eucalyptus shampoo, and beneath it the slightest hint of campfire. The comforting heat of soft but calloused hands against your cheek. The thunder of your hearts beating ever more quickly in unison. The tension rises and rises, a tone seemingly without peak. And then it breaks, her lips touch yours. Fresh and minty and soft, cool against yours, and guided by the gentleness of someone looking to hold on to the memory of tonight for a long, long time. And then she pulls you closer, tighter, and the two of you lose yourselves in each other. Eventually the two of you break away and open your eyes, gazing at each other from opposite ends of the pillow. You drift off together, limbs entwined, exhausted and safe and comforted. Tomorrow may bring some new horror, or it might not. But whatever happens, you'll face it together. We also got new
Homura
achievements for
Madoka.
Homura Madoka, Dr. Doolittle, and the artist. What is Homura Madoka? What is that achievement?
Yeah, why?
Wait, are you telling me this game was influenced by Madoka Magica? I don't see it. I don't see it.
This continues to be a fucking awesome game.
I love everything about
The fucking Reese thing got me. I did not expect it. It was foreshadowed and all, and I did not expect it.
It's very good.
Wait, a limited edition Wayne plush?
That's really funny. Yeah, I love this. I'm loving our time here.
Yeah.
I
good
do
game.
appreciate how this episode was no less horrible, but was much more manageable than the last one.
Yep.
Like it's going through some peaks and troughs, right? Rather than just one steady build.
I love that they tell you the fonts in the credits.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Good job, you Patreon alpha testers. What a great game. I can't wait to see how other people have played through this episode and see what they find.
Oh, yeah. I feel like once we finish, we're going to have to try and do it again. Just make every choice different.
I feel like this is a game I would love to revisit at some point. Once we finished it once on the channel, I would love to go back and do a second playthrough of it, picking a lot of different options.
Yeah.
Just to see how things would play out differently. I think that'd be neat. Anyway, I hope you're enjoying it. If you haven't yet, pick this game up. Well, it's on Steam right now. Still in early access, but it fucking rules. And go watch some other playthroughs of this if you haven't yet, because everyone has very different experiences with this game, because the dev team go to a lot of work and effort to make sure that all the combinations of traits in each experience feels unique and the characters respond to you well. It's really awesome. You should try it. We're committing to Stella arc now, so that's cool.
Yeah.
We'll see you all next time.
Peace.
Smash that like, comment and subscribe.